Ah, that's right. Hello, hello, and welcome for joining. Thank you for letting me know I was muted. I was clicking on other things, so I wasn't paying attention to the audio levels. Hi, hi. Much excite, much excite. What we excite for? Schnack. Hello, welcome for joining. I see someone's on their desktop. Just getting some things prepared. Wow, okay. Another 2,000 from Monica the mod, and another 2,000 from Ryu. Uh, there goes the banner. What the fuck do you mean we're at 75%? Alright, cool. Alright, cool. No more streams for the rest of the month. We're done. I'm taking a vacation. But how do you do? How do? Where's my bloody cell phone? There it is. Let me hit play on this bad boy. Wow, she is running in there full force, big Ingy already. Wow, they're both. Well, you know what? That's the beauty of doors, isn't it? That is the beauty of doors. You can just close it and shut those dogs up. Hi, Belle. Hello, hello. Welcome for joining. Have I been offline on Steam this whole time? Has nobody seen that I was in Soul Calibur literally all day? It's about time. What? How much more power do you have? I'm pretty sure you're also an editor of this. All right, Monica. Here. Now's your chance. Put your power to the test. Go ahead. Show me what power you got. Do it. Wow! Look at that. You hermed correctly. Check. You follow me on Twitter. Check Twitter. I posted some very nice screenshots today. I guess right now I'm playing 2B. I just got her. Johannes time, please. At the game, give us Johannes. We crave Johannes. There will be kissing of the butlers today. Please give it to us. Give the butler to us. I'm gonna raise this a little more. I think that means I could do this. Yeah. Ever so slightly bigger. No. I think I like it right there. Yeah. Bigger. So it wasn't sus. 6 is my first one. Ash Tim. Actually, I still think I just grabbed my fucking Xbox One controller out of habit. I was like, okay, cool, let's do this. First of all, I turned the bloody thing off. And then I grabbed it. I was like, hey, how come my controller isn't working? Why can't I control the video game? Like, wait, fuck. I have to be big elite PC gamer time. But hello, welcome for joining everybody. This time we get started, but before we get started, I fucking forgot we ended this with me and Amenable making a Silent Hill reference. Hey, that's fine. If you lurk, you lurk. I appreciate it. You know what? I did this. I spent so much time like getting my like tea ready. Ow, motherfucker! I just burned myself with that tea. It's hot. Yeah, that's hot. I completely forgot to tweet that I am live. So let me go ahead and do that before we continue. Let's enjoy this cute little music in the back that represents our trauma. In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. You know, despite it only being a week, I feel like it's been longer since I last streamed the letter. Why is it still showing my old avatar? Or my old profile picture? Ah, whatever. What is up with my face? Hold on. Allow me, mayhaps, if I brushed my stupid emo bangs out of my face. I grabbed the X, you know, I'm putting this controller away. I'm not touching it. I do not acknowledge it. I do not see it. It is not there. I can't confuse myself. Alright. I believe we're still playing as Mary. Oh god, it's been like a week. I haven't practiced my fucking Irish. Okay, is my tea done seeping? Can I take the baggies out? What happened after? Good question. Let's look at the journal. What day is it? Is she dead yet? I genuinely do not know. Yeah, when did you leave is the question. We're still playing as Marianne, and she hasn't really encountered much of the ghost. Well, actually, yes, that's the way she did. Ow. Were you here when we... Oh, whoa, where'd I go? Why does this always happen during Visual Novel Club? What the fuck? Bro, I'm just trying to throw out some tea leaves. Alright, hold on. I got a plan. I got a plan, gamers. Ready? Check this out. Check this out. Alt F4. Ready, gamers? Hold on. Let's see how fast this loads up. Yeah, we learned about Marianne's trauma. We still don't really know Rebecca's, other than that Ash is a fucking dense idiot who doesn't realize she's in love with him. Boom, and we're back. Just like that. Hey, when did I set my lights to white? I thought they were still purple. Ah, whatever. But, we got attacked by the ghost. She pretended to be our, what was it, middle school friend? High school friend? Hard to tell. Yeah, they were young and in school, who was in love with us, and Marianne was like, I don't know how I feel about you, and our friend committed suicide. And Marianne blames herself for her friend committing suicide because she didn't know how she felt about her at the time, because she went to like a Catholic school, I think, and the gay was the big no-no. But it's fine because the gay is the big okay here. Internalized homophobia, yeah. What the fuck? Again? Am I not allowed to just... What is it about the letter? Well, okay. No, I'm just gonna be bouncing. What is it about a visual novel club that causes me to freak out every time I adjust my seat? Whatever, it's fine, I guess. It will have to do. I just had to stay perfectly still. Hey, all right, let's just get started. Ah da da, ah da da, ah da da. Boing, boing, boing. And a hydrate. I was about to take a sip of my tea, but I guess we hydrate now. Thank you for that. Damn, Ryu going ham. All right, what hat you want? Ah. And so I must speak like a snack for 5 minutes, it would seem. So be it. Somebody just wants to redeem just about everything. Wait, that wasn't an S. Alright. Why you was using up all the points instead? Redeem everything. Alright, where's my alarm? Quack. Alright, set that for 5 minutes. Set that for 10 minutes. And set that for 5 minutes. Do wolves snack? All wolves snack speak while I am all woozy. Okay. Oh wait, we do it. Oh wait. Wait. Yes, okay, I can do this. We can do this. Also, by the way, For those of you that participated in the exclamation point hats. For those of you that participated in the straw poll, Wolf Snack and Bell Snack are tied for first place. So let us begin while Wayu chooses a hat. So if someone would like to be kind enough and break that tie, I would be oh so appreciated. Hello, Foxy. Welcome for joining. Once more, cause I'm cursed. Alrighty. But hold on, let me grab something. So in case y'all haven't already, I have a poll. I have something planned, and I need to know your favorite snack skin. Oh wait, Once-ler, where are you at? Once-ler. Bop. Bop. And like I said, Bell and Woe's snack are tied. But not to be biased or anything, but I voted for Hikage. In my West dreams, I see that mirror. The one in the study. And in it, I see a hole. I see them. Whoa, what the fuck? Wo Yan and Hana. Hana and Wo Yan.
Poor pathetic Marianne. Work. She'll work herself to death. See, she doesn't listen. That's all she did. Look at what happened to me.
They talk among themselves with the cruel smiles and venomous tongues. Or rather, to themselves. Two heads, one body. A horrible mockery of these women, as if they were one and the same.
More's the pity. Life goes on and goes out, and she doesn't even see it. Do you think she'll even realize when she's kicked the bucket herself?
Yeah, that started off hard. Holy shit. They say a person has a hard time telling when they're in a dream. It was true often enough. Even with this bizarre sight, even with this obvious implication, this isn't real. I can't help but feel distress.
Likely.
We're having a nightmare, apparently, of Hana and our dead best friend.
Is that any way to live at all? She might as well be dead. Cruel fate that she's alive and I'm... well...
Though they speak to each other in each other's ear, tones low and hushed, I can still hear them as clear as day. Their whispers pervade the air, heavy and oppressive. They bury and dig into my hair like tiny maggots, worming their way into my skull. We're playing as Marianne McConnell. Big sexy over here. It is only then that they take notice of my presence. Eyes turn towards me, and I can only feel small under the scrutiny. Very funny, even though you could have saved it and used it for the Uwu Speak stream. Marianne is sexy, very sexy. With a triple S. Caricature smiles etched on their faces, mimicking each other grotesquely.
Oh, Marianne! How long have you been standing there, dearie? Come join us, Marianne. We won't bite.
Ah, would you look at that? It would appear as though... What? Another timer. Okay. Alright. Alright, Uwu Speak and Snack Speak ended. You already redeemed 2,000. Yeah, you could have saved that 2,000 for another stream. It's not like you can earn 2001. I forgot to put sugar in my tea. Oh well. I guess we're taking it raw today.
Unless you ask, that is.
I will ask very much, but only from Hana. Because, Lorian, you are a minor.
Have you been looking at us? Spying?
I am looking respectfully, Hana.
How scandalous. Such a naughty girl.
You know, I have dreamed of you saying that to me, but not in this situation. No, thank you.
I'm sure you were just waiting for something lewd to happen, weren't you?
You can screenshot this and send this to the chat of every VTuber ever. This is all VTubers to their chat. Hi, Just Monica, just in time for the spooks. Well, you ain't getting none. Go to horny jail.
You know she will not admit it. She thinks it wrong. You've said it so yourself. Yes. She thought me wrong, impure, abnormal, because I loved her.
That wasn't us. That was the internalized homophobia instilled to us by the Catholic school we went to. My breath hitches and I open my mouth to protest, but they stop me, screeching. The mirror that holds them cracks, lines spidering across its surface.
Do not lie. We know the gluttonous thoughts you try to deny, girl. All those desires you bury beneath that sickening guilt. You act the martyr when you turn the bed you lie in into your own hedonistic hell. You are nothing but a tainted soul with filth-stained flesh held together by falsehood and pride.
Apparently not enough pride if we're still denying how gay we are. They look livid, and when it looks like they would lunge, I wake, feeling like the wind had been knocked out of me. With a groan, I squint and find a certain fluff ball sitting on my chest, looking as pleased as punch. Are the Monicas starting a fight again? She's the overlady of the cats, queen of despair and destruction of nice furniture. Though I can't stay mad at her and her majesty just because it feels like she did something good this time. I was having a nightmare, but I can't remember what it was about. Trying to recall leaves a terrible pit in my stomach. Maybe it's probably better that I don't remember.
Good morning, Baruthiel. Who's the good kitty? Are you hungry? Is that why you woke me up?
Baby! Meow. Content purr comes from my sweet dear before she jumps off the bed and trots toward the kitchen. On the other hand, it takes me a bit more before I roll out of bed and start my day. Mornings before work is always a quiet affair. Shower first, then a mug of coffee and a bowl of oats. Brother, I desire the oats. Sometimes I do stretches and I always check my work email. The Wrights will be moving in the mansion today. I don't think the paperwork's officially done, but it isn't too far-fetched to think they weren't allowed to start the move despite that. Oats! Rich people like them will always find a way to get what they want after all.
I'll be leaving you again today, Beth. So you behave and make sure not to shred up my new covers, okay?
Kitty! Everyone loves kitties.
And don't worry, I didn't forget tomorrow is Black Cat Day, so I'll throw you a party.
Ah, that's cute. She knows the holidays for her cat. Where do I get these games? This one is on Steam. I forget the price, but this is another Steam visual novel. I have like a fat list of like 90 plus visual novels on Steam. I think half of them I'm not allowed to play on Twitch. But they were all a part of a big sale, so I don't really mind that. It's the ones that I paid full price for that I'm really excited for.
But only if you behave like a proper lady.
She barely gives me a glance as I say that before going back to her own food. Cats. Still better than humans most of the time. Too bad I work with humans. Kitty holidays, oh my lord. I know, Black Cat Day. Sounds like a lovely day. Ah! And just like that, the curse of the Onceler comes to an end. Goodbye. To be forgotten, yet again. We keep the legacy alive, but not for long. The place is already busy as soon as I get here. The foreman, one that I've recommended the rights for his work ethic, is early as usual. Already he's instructing the men here and there with the bigger loads. Sounds like Halloween, kind of. But the one says shall never be forgotten. Please, I wish to forget. I have no chance to talk to him as Miss Wright appears and greets me with a smile.
Mrs. Wright, I hope everything has been to your liking thus far.
Oh yeah, Ryu, you know what you might have missed? Here, hold on. The most important scene ever. This. God, I wish I were either one of them. It's not. It's not that, like, it's banned on Twitch, is that I'm sure the games are so small and indie that Twitch isn't aware of them, and I probably can't get away with it. I mean, I probably can, but when some of them are, like, the whole point is, meet girl and fuck, and that's the ending, I don't really care to play those. I want to play, like, actual quality visual novels. Yes. It is a short list. I'm sure I can get away with them so long as I play the Steam censored versions.
Good morning, Marianne. It has been delightful, and these men have been very helpful. Look at all this. It's so busy here. I'm getting tired just looking at them go.
No complications so far with the movers or the previous owners of the mansion, I hope?
I'm surprised Kyo's... Yeah, the website Twitch gets all their video game information on is really, really extensive. So as long as it's on Steam, I'm sure it's on Twitch.
If anything, the only one being problematic is Luke, if I'm to be honest.
Luke being problematic, tell me something new.
He can be such a diva, but I do like that about him.
Speak of the devil and he shall appear.
Oh, do be careful with that mirror.
Oh, I didn't even read the bloody
I
thing.
wouldn't want anyone getting hurt because of broken glass.
She stops, looking at the upper landing where Mr. Wright comes through with the two other movers and the mirror from the study. Oh, that mirror, eh?
Why are you even having it carried around?
Hey, it's fine. You got to see the important thingy.
Oh? You did say you didn't want the mirror, and I keep getting distracted by it. If I'm going to turn the study into my office, I'd rather not have it there. Where can we put this?
In the trash?
Well, you are not putting it in our room. Why don't you go, I don't know, put it in the wine cellar for now? We can figure out if we'll store it in the attic or somewhere else later, yes?
Huh, I wonder why she said she didn't want the mirror. Maybe I'm just overthinking, but...
You heard her, boys. To the cellar it goes. Mush!
The movers bring down the mirror one step at a time, no matter how much the man tells him to hurry. An unsettling feeling grows in my stomach as I see our reflection in the bloody thing. Is he implying that he gets distracted by his own image? Honestly, probably. How is the mirror not broken from Luke's reflection yet? Who knows? Maybe he's a bloodsucker so he can't see himself in it. She did- ooh, that's true! She did hear the crying down there. Go down there, Luke! Nothing can go wrong. If I see Lorianne's image in the mirror now, I wouldn't know what I'd do. I don't have the luxury of privacy right now, and I'm not going to break down in front of all these people. Hey, hi Ada! It's okay, you don't... Thank you so much for stopping by. Glad you could at least, like, pop in and say hello. I am doing quite well. I hope you have a good day too. So long. Ada, Ada. As soon as I go into the kitchen, I realize I'm holding my breath. Ada, Ada. Ada, Ada. I let out a sigh of relief when I think nobody's looking, and I go back to the task at hand. No problem. It'll be a terribly busy day, and there's no need for me to even think of anything else. I talk with the foreman, fill him in which room is which. It seems I'm doomed to not get any significant work done without being interrupted when it comes to these particular clients, however.
Marianne, dear, have you had breakfast yet? Well, I do believe it would be considered brunch at this hour.
It is the most important meal of the day.
Oh, yes.
That I
Mrs.
skip all
Wright.
the time.
You must join me. Johans has already been breaking in the kitchen, as they say.
Oh, Johannes is here? Say no
I do
more,
not see
say
the
no
others
more.
settling down for a meal anytime soon. Someone might as well enjoy the food while it's hot. And that someone might as well be us.
I should say no. I really must say no. But the way she smiles at me makes it difficult to do so. Look at how ridiculous I'm being, acting like a silly, nervous schoolgirl with a crush. It's just brunch, and who am I to say no to a client? It would be impolite to do so. It's not like I'm going to agree because of any other proprietary. I'm not agreeing just because she batted her pretty eyelashes
If
at
you
me.
insist.
It really isn't any of those. But it's something about her eyes, rather. She looks like she needs a good talk. A friend. And although I'm not supposed to be chummy with my client, there's no harm in pretending, right? Oh, is this where she tells us how shitty Luke's been? Don't break, don't break, don't break. Hey, I'm adjusting my chair and I didn't break this time. Of course, I've been wrong on many occasions before. Maybe there is plenty of harm in pretending that I care. Because pretending I care might lead to actually caring. Being alone in the same room as the missus leaves me reeling as I find myself paying too much attention to her. It seems so borderline unhealthy how much I'm getting obsessed, even if it's just by looking. Looking respectfully. And it's the little insignificant things that I notice, like the way she plays with her hair, how she smooths down her dress.
Hiya, come on now.
Whiskey's annoying voice in the other room helps pull me back to the ground. I'm just looking, aren't I? I know that someone like her wouldn't even look at someone like me. Still, there's some time to turn around this bad
I'd
decision.
really like to thank you for inviting me to breakfast, Mrs. Wright. But I already ate, so I should really go back to work.
Nonsense! You arrived so early, you must not have gotten a proper meal. Sit, sit! I'd situate us in the dining hall, but it is a mess right now.
Her concern is as sweet as her smile. But I'm really not here for idle chit-chat, something I keep forgetting. Yeah, then this thingy, whatever it is, it looks delicious, minus the tomatoes, but it looks delicious. We're both distracted when the food arrives, and it's enough for me to stay, at least until the meal is over. No more, no less, just to be polite. Thankfully, the conversation steers into a topic I'm comfortable with, work. This goes on for a bit, and I can't be more relieved. Most people don't understand calling me a workaholic, but I choose to work in a field I'm enthusiastic about. Thank you, Johannes, for the meal. Literally. Thank you, Johannes, you meal. An absolute snack. So what if my career is also my hobby?
But no, really, how have you liked it so far?
Oh, it has been wonderful, believe me. Everything is going smoothly too. It has been a long time since I've worked on something on this grand a scale. Nowadays, everyone is about condos and flats, living in the city where every room is an identical box.
Is this the first scene in the game that, like... So the game's done a really good job of when we switch characters, we don't replay scenes. It just kind of skips over it and jumps to something else they did around that time. But I think this is actually like the first scene that we're technically replaying.
Believe me, this is very refreshing.
We lived in a condo before this, Marianne.
I didn't mean any insult.
It's fine, sweetie. Look at you, all frazzled. I was just pulling your leg.
You can pull my hair too.
Luke wanted that penthouse when we got married, and you can thank him for purchasing this place as well.
Wait, she doesn't own the house? I'm pretty sure. I have no business with it though. It's theirs to hash out. But apparently the momentary confusion had been visible in my face.
Don't be fooled. I'm just the treasury. I wouldn't be able to make a purchase this grand without his seal of approval.
I see.
That's it. That's all you have to say.
Yes, what else is there to it? Without warning, this nice friendly chit-chat devolved into something horrible. Something sad.
But I really don't know what to say, Mrs. Wright. We were talking of no topic in particular, and...
Luke. We were talking about Luke.
About him not eating breakfast with you?
About him treating me as if I were some treasury.
Despite my general dislike of the upper class, I sometimes feel pity for them. They may have all the money in the world where material things aren't a problem, but they don't even see what they've become, where they've ended up, or what they've done most of the time. They're shut in by their own trap, forced to play along with society's expectations and do anything to stay where they are and keep what they have. A wonderful a world where even people feel or are treated like they're mere possessions. When someone's at the top, the only way for them to go is down. I've worked with many Hanas and Lukes and Whiskies, but I've never been one of them. I don't pretend to understand their world any deeper than that. I merely know what I've witnessed before. She looks lost, speechless at how she betrayed herself. My pity for the likes of her returns. Nothing but pity moves me as I speak before she can say anything else that might ruin or break her.
I won't speak a word, Mrs. Wright. Not only am I contractually obliged to, it would also go against my principles.
Okay, see, we literally just skipped over the whole Hana telling us about how awful Luke's been and confiding in us.
This is no one else's business but your own, and it should be kept between the two of you. And whoever you wish to seek counsel from.
Please, Marianne. You have to understand. These sort of affairs, if anyone were to know this, they could just twist it and we'll be ruined. All I ask for is your silence on the matter.
The way she practically begs me to keep quiet about it is disheartening. I have no plans of speaking about anything I hear, especially if it's about her private affairs. But the way she looks at me, the way she expects some sort of fallout because of this, makes my heart clench.
Well, I'm keeping that information confidential as well.
It's not like I have any choice, do I?
Thank you.
Ah, her little smile. When the last of the food and drink is gone, the door opens as if on cue.
Madam, the photographer from Luxury Living is here.
The butler is here.
This was a wonderful meal,
Cue amenable.
Marianne. You're free to return to your duties. I must excuse myself.
It was my pleasure. And thank you for the food as well.
She stands up to leave and all I want to do is reassure her again, to prove that I am someone she can trust. So when she looks back my way, I don't fight the smile that found its way on my face. I feel giddy. But the feeling dies down afterwards as I sober up. Oh well, back to work. Hello, butler! Wow, you're going back and watching Markiplier's playthrough? That was... what, right around when the game released? Dang, didn't he still have dyed hair at that time? Does he still have dyed hair? I don't know. People talk more about Markiplier's titties recently. Soon enough, I find myself drawn to the kitchen where the right butler is returned to. She's already claimed the space and telling movers to back off, and none dare to question his proclamation either. I do not want to be here. I know what is down there.
Kitchen.
Never mind.
No kinder allowed. Little men running around with knives especially.
Never mind. We can stay.
We do not want any accidents to happen now, do we? Good? Good.
I mean, it is a knife-wielding German standing there. I don't think anybody would be insane enough to refuse his request.
I hope I meet the age restriction. Or at least the height restriction. Because I'm asking to be let in here.
Good.
You are allowed inside, McCulloch, but not the little ones.
The little ones. Alright, everyone under 5'8", out, shoo, get, skedaddle. A shake of my head and a roll of my eyes is all I give him. It's not like I'm going to be of any trouble to him. I just need to look around, get my bearings. The breakfast had been distraction enough. I don't even want to think about what we just talked about. I just need to get my head straight and get back to work. The movers work efficiently even when they're left alone, and they do quick work of their responsibilities. The head foreman comes standing in the doorway to consult me on this or that, and I have to go help out every now and then. But they pretty much have everything up to standards. They skip lunch entirely, not even realizing when they do so. Nevertheless, all is well, and the butler gets heating up the leftover bubble and squeak from breakfast, and makes a generous batch of fish and chips for them. Most likely simple in comparison to what he serves the Wrights, but well done nonetheless.
That smells good. Want to wrap up some for me to go?
It's an idle observation more than anything. My thoughts, as they are, preoccupy
If
me.
there are any left. One can't go wrong with fish and chips. Everyone loves them. Even my husband. And he's American.
British food all sounds disgusting. It's why we're doing our part to make sure the vocabulary dies out. Were you here for that in the Tumblr post reading? And he's American? I really do hate getting so up close and personal with my clients. It's a distraction. It's obvious to me that I've got my priorities all wrong when I can't help but think about what I heard, what I learned about the right couple. These things have a way of creeping up on a person, thoughts, ideas, whether they are fact or fiction. They creep up and fester, crawl and writhe in a way that twist. Yes, Johannes, Amenable here is American. If you are looking to add one more to your marriage there, you have two hands. I hear giggling, delighted and mocking. They creep up and the sensation of fingers ghosting briefly on my arm causes me to freeze and hiss. Hi Ryu, welcome back. You miss Johannes, but it looks like you're just in time for the ghost.
Don't!
I half expect her to be there.
Whoa, no need to scream bloody murder. It's just me. Quiet down before you break glass.
Oh great, even worse than the ghost. But it's just whiskey.
Don't do that again. Ever.
I don't like being scared. Though I don't believe in the likes of spooks, being startled is not on the top of the list of things Marianne likes. Lucky for him, I have nothing within reach, or he would have gotten on friendly terms with something like a rolling pin.
What was with that reaction? Were you really scared? Has Johans been telling you ghost stories? He just loves to scare people.
I wish he would. I wish he were telling me ghost stories right now instead of me having to interact with you.
Isn't that right, Brother Gurium?
I wish he had a rolling pin. The butler's expression is unreadable. I hardly see any emotion on his face to begin with, since I started working for the Wrights, aside from the vague amusement. There must have been something there, though, judging from Mr. Wright's own content look. The expression on Mr. Wright's face is almost cruel. But neither of them spoke, even as Johannes leaves the room to serve the workers their late lunch.
So, now that we're alone, Marianne, what are you so jumpy for?
I was just thinking about all the urban legends the movers have been telling me about this place.
Don't tell me you believe in that tosh. They're nothing but tales made up to scare children. Timmy, Billy, don't you dare go up to that big mansion and get in trouble there. The ghosts are going to get you.
Okay, the delivery on that line is pretty good. Okay. Luke has his moments. We still hate him, but that delivery was pretty good.
That's a boring way to look at it, but that's usually what it is anyway, no? Like I said, I was just thinking.
Yeah, you should try it sometime. Thinking. It'd be a relief, actually, if those rumors of this place being haunted is true. That just means I'm not going bonkers. We can just praise his voice actor, yeah. Hearing, let alone seeing, a dead person isn't exactly the symptoms of a healthy mind. Don't make fun of scared people. Yeah! People get jumpy, leave them alone. Sure, it means there'd be such things as ghouls and goblins, but at least I'd be sane. On the other hand, there'd actually be a dead girl walking around.
If you could excuse the inane question, Mr. Wright, you haven't noticed anything weird here?
A simple enough question on the surface, yet I notice the man stiffen as the question leaves his mouth. As the question leaves my mouth. I wouldn't have noticed it if I wasn't watching his reaction intently, but in his eyes, I see something dangerous.
That depends on your definition of the word weird. Are we still on the topic of this place being haunted? Because no, things have not started to fly around and we have yet to require an exorcism. I don't think my head would like to do the whole 180-degree turn thing.
No, but it should.
Well, maybe that, but no strange people?
Aside from my usually weird butler and all the weird men traipsing around touching my things? No, not really. Why do you ask? Have you noticed anyone strange while you were here? Because you must report it to Johans and he'll have security handle it.
Is it Johannes the security, essentially? He knocked us the fuck out last time we broke in here.
But these reports better not be about ghosts and things that go bump in the night. I don't want to waste manpower on the boogeyman or senseless witch hunts.
Yeah, Ryu, you get me. You might be a bit behind, though, if you're just typing that in.
I'll keep that in mind, Mr. Wright. But no, it's nothing like that. I guess the mansion is just strange for me. It's a unique project.
No strange men or women lurking about then?
He is the only security we need, but yeah, he do need his sleep. A dead teenager would technically qualify strange, but yeah, the whole I see dead people thing isn't going to go over well.
None that I know of. But I'll inform Johannes immediately if something comes up.
I'm serious, Mint. You see anything, anyone suspicious, and you report it. Immediately.
I'm sorry, Ryu. It's just that one was a bit more delayed than all the rest. How you feeling, by the way? How's that wrist of yours going?
I think that goes without saying.
The concern he have on the talk of security is quickly gone. His arrogant, smug smirk returns, if a bit subdued. Whatever smarmy remark or innuendo he has at the ready never comes out, though, as voices from the dining hall ring out. Oh? Oh. We can hear them chit-chatting together? Hey, be sure to take it easy when playing that. That sounds like fun, but like I said, take it easy.
Nah, I just freelance mostly, for magazines, newspapers, and events. So you can't really call it a full-time job.
Hear that, Luke? It's called your replacement.
It's fun and it puts food on the table, but it's not what I really want to do. At least not all the time.
I have like the biggest smile on my face just hearing them together. That would be the magazine photographer, I presume. As always, Miss Wright talks in such a kind and cheery fashion, no matter who she's talking with. It certainly puts people at ease around her. It sounds like it's working on the photographer too. Hearing them, though, seems to put Mr. Wright in a sour mood. At least if his small scowl is anything to go by. Let's, What do, I kinda wanna know what's going on in his head. But I kinda don't care about him. What do you guys think? Is he jealous? Should we just try and lighten the mood and move on, or do we play psychiatrist, brain doctor here and get all up in them and figure out what's on his mind? He doesn't deserve sympathy. Save and see what makes him more upset. I think I saved? Yeah, I saved.
You're not gonna go out there and join Mrs. Wright?
Yeah!
You're starting to look strained. If you want your picture taken so badly, I'm sure the photographer would oblige.
What is it that you want to do then?
Film. Documentaries mostly. But cinematography is a lot more difficult than photography, right? I was working on the thing, actually.
We need to get you away from the butler. You're starting to sound like him. No, I'm not joining Hana for an interior design magazine photo. What am I, a piece of furniture?
No, a piece of furniture serves a purpose, you don't.
Look, did a lot of you have anything else crucial to do today? Marianne?
There are still some little things to do. It isn't the end of the day yet.
Yes, but you're paid hourly, aren't you?
Hey, I'm glad y'all like that.
Really, I don't care. You and the others can just take off for the day.
Why is he dismissing us early all of a sudden? Is it about the possible security threat? Did my question get him all worried and paranoid that he would just send the workers and I away? I realize that threats are of actual concern to these rich and powerful people. I imagine whether anyone wants to or not, they get a few enemies here and there. But I'm sure the foreman and his workers can be trusted and are of no threat. Well, at least I trust the people I'm working with. I understand if he doesn't. He doesn't know them from a can of paint. Still, won't it be safer if there are people around who can watch their back?
You're the boss. My being paid by the day aside, I won't be held responsible for any significant delay caused by your decisions. I'll try to get around that, of course, but I'll just remind you of the fact.
Yeah, emphasize that you're in your decisions.
Whatever, take forever with the house. I don't give a bloody damn. Don't you worry, you're still getting your money. Just sod off, go crawl around a pub and find yourself a good lay.
Paranoid or aggravated as he might be, this conversation certainly didn't have to warrant that sort of remark.
Maybe I will.
Haha, get madder. What a right? Fucking hate him. Get the fuck out of here, Luke. We're gonna cuck you. I'm going to fuck your wife. But as Zach. Okay, so I'm just gonna say this outright. I need to be careful. I have to keep this here. I read that if Marianne is at Mac's relationship and Zach is at Mac's relationship for Hana, she ends up with Marianne. So we're just gonna have to do one thing that she probably dislikes, or just try our best to keep this here. Cause I really want these two together. This is cute and I want her to get over her internalized homophobia, but like, these two really have chemistry together. Walking out of the kitchen, I just accept the fact that whatever he says will go wild under his roof. A la Shadow the Hedgehog. Luke, I fucked your wife! I'm guessing that's another Sonic real-time dub. Alright, have fun! Even though you asked if I wanted to watch with you. Thank you for the lurk, though. Yeah, it's dub, figured. Walking out of the kitchen, I just accept the fact that whatever he says will go while under his roof. Mrs. Wright and the photographer are still far too busy in conversation to notice me, even as I make my way through the dining hall. Besides, I didn't want to ruin their fun. No, cause look at them! They're so cute together!
Well, it wasn't really a big thing. People didn't like Blue Fonzie very much.
People don't like a film about colors.
Yeah, okay, see, here we go. Somebody asked earlier, way back when, about like her remark about people not liking a film about colors. It's because the name of the film was Blue Fonzie, and she was making a joke that people don't like movies about the color blue. Shadow the Hedgehog is a bitch and he pissed on my wife. He took his prickly little hedgehog dick and said it was this big. And I said, that's fucking disgusting.
I suppose they would have liked Blue Bibby a lot more.
Going to the foyer has me stumbled upon the family butler once more, who raises a brow at my presence.
And where are you off to in a hurry, Miss McCulloch? The foreman is looking for you.
The Bratwurst wants us off the clock. He's dismissing us early because of... Oh, I don't know.
I like that. Bratwurst. That's a good one.
He just wants us out of here.
I'll go and call a cab for you then. It would be for the best that you leave when he asks you to.
But Johannes, wouldn't it be nicer if you drove me home? If you get paid anyways, but you've done it before. Let's go home together. Let's just hang out. I don't doubt it. My ride back to the city doesn't take too long to get here. Journal, new, badoo. Oh God, look at this art. I need to. Please work. Please work. Please work. Please work. Please work. Yes, just give. Yeah, give me that screenshot. My ride back to the city doesn't take too long to get here. Granted, there were some difficulties at first because the driver didn't know where the Ermengarde mansion is. He tried to have us hand over GPS coordinates from our smartphones or some other technobabble I don't care about, and the butler didn't understand. But as soon as we told him it's that haunted mansion over in Anselm Village, he knew just the place. Yeah, there we go. This is a full quote. I couldn't remember the end of it. He took his fucking he took his hedgehog fucking quilly dick out and pissed on my fucking wife, and he said his dick was this big, and I said that's disgusting. So I'm making a call out post on my Twitter.com. Shadow, you have a small dick. It's the size of a walnut, except way small. Okay, you're gonna get me started because I could read that whole thing, and I know you're gonna type the whole thing. Keep going, but I'm just going to look away and appreciate them without reading them. Also, I need to read this because I'm in a hurry, because as soon as fucking midnight hits, I'm opening up Chrome, and I'm going to try and speed by a PS5. And finally hit it over, albeit with some hesitation. All the way back to the city, the driver keeps complaining about the place giving him the willies. It gives me the willies too. I would have loved to snap at him. But as the thought occurs to me, another blossoms in the forefront of my mind. One that has somehow bothered me greatly, more than my exasperation over Whiskey and his project, or wanting all of it to stop. Man, I just want to say, like, I fucking love, like, the gorgeous look of the city at night. I fucking, as much as I complain about living in LA and stuff like that, I do really, really, really adore traveling through downtown at night and just seeing all the lights and stuff, but, like, there's a specific part of downtown, somewhere near Santa Monica, that's just really lit up all the time, and it's really gorgeous, and I love it. And I kind of want to move out of LA, but like into another like big, colorful city, like always lively city area like this. That isn't New York, because I'm not crazy, and I don't want to live in New York. 2 balls and a bong. I'm sorry, I have to read that line. I love that line. There's been no Lorianne whispering over my ears today. Worse, I find myself searching for it, searching for her. I don't know how to fucking read that. Fucking bloody loose ends everywhere. I thought I've moved past this years ago, and it does nothing to help me curb my frustration. If anything, it only ensures that I want a stiff drink. And where else do I go to drink? Yeah! Tuesdays are for karaoke, and Wednesdays, improv. Usually it's these 4 guys who did hilarious games. The one with Irish drinking songs are always a crowd favourite. Though I love a good laugh, stand-up comedy isn't my thing. Without Cam or Haruna or any other distractions, I end up drinking a lot more this time. No! Invite them over, especially Haruna. Invite me over. And when there's several bottles of beer in me, I get really, really embarrassing.
Hey! G! Psst! G, come over here. I need you for something.
It's a good thing that the bartender is a nice fellow. I'd probably been kicked out of other places by now, or worse. If push comes to shove, all he would do is give me an easy smile and shake of his head, even when he's attending other customers. Just like now.
Give me a moment, will ya? I gotta go check on her.
He's some Asian guy, and I'm pretty sure I've seen him here before a couple of times, although he never talks to anyone else except G. The girls used to be all over him too, but he always turned them away.
I'll be here. You go do that before
Asian Joe!
All right. What is it? Do you need someone to help you get home?
Bartender, pour the wine.
I think that's enough alcohol for you, little missy. I'm cutting you off.
Ma'am, can you make more of those sounds in my ears, please? Ma'am, I've developed an addiction, ma'am, and I need your help, ma'am. A whine comes from the back of my throat as he pulls my bottle away. I have no hope of getting them back once they're behind the counter. Even in my drunken mind, I don't dare hop over it for them. Because of what little sense I have left knows, I'd sooner take a floor dive than succeed in wresting a bottle from a sober man. Marianne X Ash? More like no. But that didn't stop me from trying to reach out with my arms like a stupid idiot anyway. Did I say bottle or butthole? Well, Ashhole is here, so it could be both. Droplets? Don't mind Amenable. Amenable's quoting the Sonic fan dub. Even though we're not playing Sonic 06, but you know, fan dub on the mind. Droplets.
Right now, where were we? How you holding up, boy?
With no drink and no one to really chat with, I would have gone home or gone to sleep on the bar right there and then. Also, hello, Bankrupt Hamster. Welcome for joining. I don't know why I didn't say that sooner. welcome for joining. How goes your day? How do you do? Welcome to Visual Novel Club. We are reading The Letter, a drama horror story that I am so deeply like in love with right now. But I'm not ready to stand up and try to trek back home just yet. I think the bartender and the Wright's friend whose wife got preggers is the same VA. Yeah, I think it's the same guy. Hey! Fuck yeah! Look at you showing up fashionably late. It's called being fashionably late, fuckface. Hell yeah! I got a No More Heroes stream planned once I eventually finish Bad Games. Fuck yeah! Have you played it before? Are you enjoying it? Hey, how you liking it? I'm gonna assume quite a bit if you've been playing all day. It's really good, Pog. Fuck yeah, I'm so excited to try it again. I played a little bit of it on the Wii ages ago, but I never like owned it. And then I just watched, you know, the Best Friends play through it. RIP Super Best Friends channel. Hey, fuck yeah. Did you buy No More Heroes 2 as well, or did you just dip your toes in 1 and decide if you'll get 2 later?
Same old, same old. I'm still on the Luxborn firm case.
Those blokes they talk about being in dark suits, whisking people into the night or some shit and all that. Didn't the media call it some ridiculous name in the morning news?
Hey, fuck yeah.
What is it this time? Wait, don't answer that. They've called it a lot of things. As long as people don't start running around claiming they're the Illuminati. So, what have you got for me this time, G? Anything good?
Slow down there. You haven't even told me what sort of deal and dosh we got. Who are you looking into this time?
Their talk would have interested me all. Sorry, something in my throat there. Their talk would have interested me more. Their talk would have interested me, would have kept my attention if I gave it to him. Oh, okay. Their talk would have interested me, would have kept my attention if I gave a damn. But in my current state, I can barely give 2 fucks about the things going on around me. All these words are just buzzing, barely surfacing from the sea of sounds that is the pub. It would have stayed that way, perhaps even drowned if I didn't hear his
Luke
name.
Wright. You know the guy.
Hey, thanks for the hydrate.
And don't pretend like you don't, G. It takes a special kind of ignorant not to know who he is.
If you really want Amenable. I haven't watched their No More Heroes playthrough since it released, but like, fuck it, I love their content, so go for it.
That smug blonde who likes throwing round his money. He was just here a few days ago, as a matter of fact.
You try to get me panties. She said that so annoyed, lol.
Great tipper. If you think him just dumping a wad of cash on the counter after having too much whiskey counts as tipping.
Yeah, I wish they had stayed together too, but, you know, Matt and Pat are no longer friends, and things happen. That line wasn't voiced. Yeah, but it was the tone in which it was typed. Or do you mean that you genuinely confused me reading it? Cause it's all you who typed that. Are you winning? Yeah, I think we're winning. Let me check here. Relationships. Luke is lukewarm about us. Ashton and Rebecca barely know us. Isabella likes us. Hannah likes us. Hannah very much like Zach. Luke despises us, or really hates us, so I think I'm winning. Also, I get to play as these two hotties. Holy fucking shit. Goddamn hell yeah, I'm winning. And then he keep my heart warm and happy. I'm winning. And she, worth protecting. I will do. She's still alive. I will give my life to keep her safe, and she's alive, so I am winning. That's a big ass camera. Gotta take. You need the bestest of cameras if you're taking photos of Miss Hanarite. Only the highest of quality photos will do for my girl right here. I love her. Only the best for her. He has a big ass heart. Exactly.
Why are you asking? He dirty?
You have no idea, G. He's probably the worst sort you can imagine.
Luke fucking right. But does he have a big ass? Listen. His clothes is a little baggy, but you know damn well he's got that badunkadunk. He is built, he is shaped like a friend, but he's got booty for 1 year more than just friends. Fucking whiskey. Even without him around, I'm still hearing about the guy. What the absolute fuck? Despite this, I find myself getting up and sauntering over to join them before I pipe up.
Is this smack talk about Luke fucking right I'm hearing, eh?
Yes, please. Oh my god. This might be trashy of me, but hot girls saying fuck and swear words, please. I'm gonna... Let me thirst replay
Is
that.
this smack talk about Luke fucking right I'm hearing, eh?
I want to join this convo, please. Let's all join this conversation about shit talking Luke fucking right. Can I climb into that bar right now, please? Hot girl swearing does something to all of us. Don't you just love it when girls? I love it when girls.
Private conversation here, lady.
There's only amusement on G's face. The Asian guy, he starts to look ticked off as hell.
Don't worry, Holmes. She's clean. And she might be able to help you with your, predicament.
Course. A drunk's just stumbled through here with what I need. Get real, G. No offense, lady, but you're smashed.
I know, right? Nothing beats being drunk after a hard day's work.
just the line delivery. I am weak. Yeah, what are you? You get me, you get it. I am weak. I can't. I simply can't.
I know, right? Nothing beats being drunk after a hard day's work.
Ma'am, ma'am, please. I am thirsty. That delivery, please, dude. You're doing things to me. I'm live on stream. I can't right now.
Especially when you're working for Mr. Luke Wright.
Hi, Div. Hello, welcome. We're playing the. Welcome for joining. We're playing the letter, and I'm thirsting over Marianne McConnell over here. Oh my gosh. I can't. I am thirsting for the ladies in this game so much, and I can't deal with it. I can't handle it. She's Mr. Luke Wright. Let me catch you up real quick. Are you familiar with The Letter? It's a horror visual novel, but it's got a lot of really, really good drama. It's just an all-around fantastic story. Right now we are playing as a interior decorator who is working for a rich couple who just bought a haunted mansion, and we're about to shit talk our boss to this detective guy right here. I know he's very e-boy looking, but we're about to shit talk our boss to this detective over here who's investigating him. Cause oh, I can't show a picture. Well, maybe I can actually. Yeah, this piece of shit, this posh piece of shit right here. Top best boy. I'm actually not. My thing's just sensitive to my reactions regardless. I think it's because I've got a shitty webcam and like dumb hair that gets in the way and blocks my eyebrows. It's like a period drama, but sometimes you get attacked by a ghost. Yeah! We're playing a drunk MILF with the potty mouth. It's pretty rad. No. He's calling Ryu's calling Ash best boy. Luke's a fucking piece of shit. We hate Luke. No. It's just Ryu really likes Ash. Yeah, no, I have. When I'm using it, I have to like use my headphones to just like have my bangs pulled back. But sometimes they get loose. Yeah, that's a fucking lie though. Hey, hold on. It's my stream. I get to decide best boy, and best boy is Zach. Okay? My stream, my opinion is fact. I stan Johannes, but like without a doubt, best boy. Best boy. No, facts. He is the best boy. Anyways, let's get back into this because I want to hear more drunk Marianne.
So she works for the guy?
I don't stand e-boys. Exactly. Div understands me. Thank you so much, Div.
Doesn't that make her, I don't know, suspect?
See, have a little faith in me, why don't ya? I don't have much, and you might as well have something to go off. You're the one who was so desperate to come running to me for business.
Yoo-hoo! Still right here, fellas. 5'11". Can't miss me. Like Shorty over here.
Oh, that's right. She's tall too.
What's with that mad look? You want to dance, boy? You don't look like you can bust a groove.
Damn, get him.
Maybe a leg, but with that fancy coat of yours.
To add insult to injury, I moved directly behind him and used the top of his head as an armrest. God, Marianne, please use me as an armrest. Yeah, he looks like a fucking e-boy is what he is. He's an e-boy streamer if he wasn't a fucking detective. I bet he has an Instagram. But when he shakes me off, I plop in the seat right next to him. No, not really. He's too... When you're not friends with him, he's too uppity. So he absolutely would not.
Don't try me. You can hardly stay on your feet. We don't want to ruin your fancy coat, do we?
Ah, children, the both of ya.
Tave! Welcome in! Welcome for joining!
But you're still standing after all that, are ya?
I'm thirsting over Marianne McCall over here. Welcome to Visual Novel Club! We're still playing through the letter.
Giantess, she's a legendary regular here. Been treated like there's no tomorrow. I'm a bit jealous. Can't do that anymore or my liver will give out on me. Good with the mic, too. Don't see you much recently, but I guess you're always busy, aren't you?
What are you doing, Tave? What are you doing? I can't guess. Only girls are on my mind, and that's it. I have one brain cell and it is reserved for pretty girl. Hell yeah, late night laundry crew, where are you at? Alright, take care, Div. See you in a bit. Pack and go. Woo! Hey, congrats, Tave! Listen, a bartender's gotta know what's good and what's not.
You're some fancy designer or something, if I remember correctly.
Wait, I know you. You were at the open house for the mansion.
Yeah, that's right. Marianne McCullough. I'm a famous interior designer extraordinaire. Ooh, that rhymes.
I love her! I'll be lurking, getting ready for my trip home. Hell yeah, Tabe! I'm so happy for you. Thank you for the lurk.
Anyway, you guys were talking about that weenie Luke Wright, right?
That hiccup, the way she goes, that rhymes. I love her. She's fine. She can handle her liquor.
Or something. Can't really talk about it. I don't even know if I can trust you, even if G said you're clean. But anything would be of help.
Well, I don't gossip about my clients, if that's all there is to this.
Are we actually going to spill the beans that Hana wants to divorce him?
You wanted to gossip about him a few minutes ago, Marianne.
And that was the beer talking, not Marianne.
You won't mind if we ask the beer a few questions then?
Maybe. Depends on who's asking and what they're asking.
She's adorable.
But seriously, that guy is abso-fucking-lutely frustrating. One moment, he's an absolute dickhead. And then he's acting like an actual decent human being the next. I just can't figure him out.
I love everything about her, exactly.
I can't imagine how that pretty wife of his can put up with him. If I were her, I'd dump his flat arse straight up.
And he has a flat ass. That's how you know Luke is the worst. Small heart, no ass. He have no ass. But, did I die again? God fucking damn it. I need a new chair that doesn't sink every 5 seconds. Give me a minute, let me correct this. He ain't even thick, exactly. But I really cannot, for the love of all things holy, see how they even work out together. Now VC Face isn't responding. Very cool, very Poggerino. Oh, I almost chose regular Snick. Y'all redeemed Rose Snick. Hold on. Boop. 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 And boop. I'm back.
So, Luke Wright, have you noticed anything strange about him while you were working with him? Anything peculiar? Of note?
You're the one being peachy right about now, Holmes. But nah, nothing that comes to mind off the top of my head. He's just like most rich, smarmy arseholes and then some.
A giggle bubbles up and I press my cheek against a cool counter with my eyes shut tight just because. Hey! By the way, Tave, is Rose Snick your favorite? Did you vote in the straw poll that's Rose Snick was? I can't paste the link again. I thought it was on my clipboard. Nani does fuck. Hey, okay, I don't need to paste it. I'll do it anyways. Might as well for anyone else. I'm like a bot at this point. I'm just gonna like auto post it every now and again just to get people to vote. Eventually cracking one eye open, just in case they thought I fell asleep, I grin at Holmes.
So, Holmes, I'm guessing you're some private detective or something. Is it Hannah? Did she pay you to look if he's been cheating or some such?
Just make Monica do it? I should.
Hannah's the wife, right? What about her? How's she?
Honestly, you don't even need a fucking detective. We already know he's cheating.
How is she or how is she? Well and good.
Oh, she's so gay for Hannah. Same, Marianne, same.
Definitely the nicer of the two and sexy as sin to boot. Not a private detective, then? Are you from one of them tabloids wanting to know if the Luke Wright doesn't know how to put his pants on right? Pants. I'd take the pants off of...
And here we go. Slipping. I haven't been this drunk in such a long time. It's a miracle I've been coherent for as long as I have been right now.
I'm asking you if you've noticed any odd behavior from her.
The only odd thing is that she hasn't kimsed me yet.
Odd behave... You what? I wonder how she'd be drunk. I can just imagine her like the giggly sort. What do you think?
The beer gives the gay free reign.
These are serious questions, Marianne. Lives might just be at stake here.
What do you expect? She's smashed.
Why am I even doing this? This is getting me nowhere, G. She's not a reliable source. The chief, let alone the courts, aren't going to take the word of a drunk. This will be dismissed, and I might be in trouble if they try to argue that I coerced a testimony out of her.
Beer purges internal homophobia.
This is a fucking train wreck.
Oh, I don't think I've heard him say fuck yet.
You're a fucking train wreck now, if you ask me.
I almost spit my tea all over my keyboard. I should have pressed spacebar. I wasn't ready for that line.
Maybe it's about time you apply the brakes and stop for a bit.
Whoa. Game lagging. The wave of despair that comes over the both of them is palpable. If feelings had a taste, it'd be bitter than the beer I'm full of. And it gets me thinking. Though, thinking doesn't get me far with too much shite in my system.
You know that's not an option. Thanks for being patient, McCullough. Good luck with your work on that mansion.
Speaking of that mansion, there's something going on in that place. Something. As ocht day! No wonder Mr. Right likes it so much. It's as fishy as he is. Rotten bloke. Maybe that Santos girl is really onto something, eh? Suspicious shite, I'm telling you. Explains why she's so reluctant.
Uh-oh, we brought up Isabella, and now he's really interested.
What do you mean that Santos girl is onto something?
Before I get another word out, there's hands on my shoulder and everything starts to spin. I quickly slap his hands away the best I can and send him the foulest look I can muster.
Take your hands off me, pipsqueak. I'm not a lady who's shaken or stirred unless you want me up-chucking on your pretty hair.
Well, she said it was pretty.
But it's just like I said. Are you sure you aren't brain damaged or deaf? Santos girl from BRC showed us this creepy letter. You know, just like those spam stuff you get in your emails. And we thought it was some joke or that the girl was just a bit too green to handle a big sale like that. You should have seen the look on their faces when they saw it. Whiskey? That's Luke fucking right, you get me?
Yeah, I
And
get
the
you, I get
missus
you.
didn't look too happy either. I should have taken a picture and posted it everywhere. When rich snobs give you that face, no wonder the Santos girl went all mental on us. Working with them does that, you know? I think I'm about to. I'm not mental yet, am I? Anyway, just like I said, in that man... Hey, you okay? Holmes? You're looking a bit shaky yourself there.
And he really is pale. Paler than before, at least. I can see the gears turning in his head on over time. Suddenly, he shoves a card in my hand. Luxbourne Police Department, Ashton Frey. Hey, Urayu, you got your pen and paper out? You better take a screenshot, you better write this down. Luke's contact information right there, not Luke. Ashton Frey, Ashton's contact information right there. We don't want Luke's. Unless we're leaving him like prank calls. Alright, I'm moving on. You better gotten that information down, Ryu. On it, his name, Ashton Frey, and his number. But he has a second thought as he grabs it from me and slips it into my pocket.
You're cute, pretty boy. But
Too
I
late.
prefer blondies.
Well, you're not exactly my type either, lady. But listen to me. If something comes up, don't do anything rash. If you think you're in danger or if you see anything suspicious, call me and the authorities as soon as possible. You understand me? That's 99...
I know what the damn emergency number is.
Right, 999. Good.
Prank call him to leave him stranded,
Anyway,
yes!
I have to run. See you, G.
New. What's in our journal? Oh yeah, look at that. The guy's quick on his feet, already up and at him as soon as the number leaves his lips. Watching him as he maneuvers through the crowd and other pub goers is enough to tire me out. Fast as he can, he's at the door and throws us a smile. That's all we got before he's gone, just like
Oi,
that.
what about your drink, boy? I'll go put it on your tab then.
Holmes boy always like that, G?
Pretty much. But what about you? I suppose I'll put your drinks on your tab too. Don't want you to spill your wallets when you look like you're close to spilling yourself.
Yeah, and if it's fine by you, I think I'll go take a bit of a cat nap here. Just for a sec or two.
Go right ahead. I'll wake you when I close up shop.
Hey, achievement unlocked, swimming in cocktails, nice. Mumbling a sleepy thanks, I doze off on the spot, face pressured on the counter. Already I dread the pain I'll have for sleeping in such a position. But when you gotta go, you gotta go. Oh, piss.
Oh, Marianne! How long have you been standing there, dearie? Come join us, Marianne. We won't bite. Unless you ask, that is.
Not that I can get much sleep to begin with. Huh, okay, recurring nightmare time. Oh! We're just gonna start all the way in the mansion now? What are you? One of them's a minor. And dead. Do people ever have the feeling that they're working on something they really enjoy, but still it eventually tires them out? Because honestly, I've been feeling like this.
You have certainly exceeded expectations, Marianne. Everything looks so marvelous, and in such a short time, too.
Oh shit, never mind. Though moments like these make all the hard work worth it. Definitely.
Well, I can't take all the credit. People have certainly been enthusiastic about the idea of working on the Wright mansion. There won't be any more problems unless Mr. Wright has any more objections about the second bedroom.
Oh, no. We proceed with that room as planned. I already agreed to him having his greenhouse and his vineyard and his stables. He may as well let me have this one thing.
I guess because it's the art. Because it's kind of the point of their character, is that Hana reminds Marianne of her best friend in high school who was in love with her and confessed to her. But Marianne wasn't sure how to feel about it because, you know, the internalized homophobia. So, Hana reminds us of our dead friend, who we had feelings for, but we just weren't sure how to process those feelings. We're only about halfway done, but the honest satisfaction on a client's face is enough for me to push through. Let's face it, in between my exasperation at Mr. Wright's antics and her, I've been burning the candles at both ends. I can't even close my eyes without seeing a dead girl's face. Dead girl. Dead. She's dead. I'll have to keep reminding myself that I'm burying my feelings as deep as they buried her body, 6 feet under. I shouldn't waste so much time on someone who's supposed to be gone. I've wasted so many years thinking about her already. There should be no need to bother myself with the dead when I should be bothering myself with the living. Too bad the living are usually complicated, if not more, than ghosts of the past.
But don't you have a party?
Yes. But Luke's just being a sweetie, you see. That friend he's visiting, he's having marital problems and he's just trying to cheer him up.
Nah, he's fucking that dude's wife. It's even more complicated when the living in question is a pair of rich and famous socialites way past their honeymoon phase. And I've been somehow roped into being a relationship counselor.
They've been married for a long time and they've hit how do they say it? A rough patch. His wife has a drinking problem and can be very neglectful. The poor thing really does his best to be a good husband.
Oh hey, this scene again.
But it's never enough for her. Sometimes I think it's the years. Maybe it's been so long that they've lost that romantic spark. What do you think?
If I'm going to be completely honest, I need to ask. This is about you and Mr. Wright, isn't it?
Suppose it is. What would you tell me?
Then, I tell you it's none of my business. I tell you that I don't want to meddle. But, if the troubled husband with the neglectful wife asked me for my honest opinion, I'd say that he shouldn't base his happiness and his self-worth on someone else. Maybe he should try being independent for a while. See what it's like when he isn't trying to please someone else and doing things for himself. Everyone's supposed to be their own man or woman, right? But we shouldn't let our fear
I didn't mean to skip
control
that.
our lives.
Why she thinks a single woman like me would be the best source of a relationship advice is beyond me. Still, I talk and answer to the best of my abilities. Without realizing I'm already pouring out a part of me that I had thought were long gone. I'd like to believe my words will be of some help to Miss Wright. If I'm honest though, they are some help to me. Like some weight has been taken off my shoulders. Lorianne.
I really should handle what's left of the work.
You won't be attending the party? Oh, you really must, Marianne.
The weight of what happened to her hasn't left me yet, did it? maybe.
I'll try to stay in chat. Maybe grab a few bites and a drink, but I can't be around for the entirety of the event. My apologies. Busy, busy, busy.
You must stay a while. I'd love for you to meet some of my friends, and they're ever so excited to meet you. You need to say hello to the Lees, at least. If it wasn't for them, I'd never even heard of you.
Maybe it's about time I change that.
We'll see. So, if I can be excused?
Certainly. You'll have to excuse me as well. I must attend to the party before any early birds arrive. Because, believe me, they will throw a fuss if things aren't ready, even when they're not supposed to be here until an hour later.
Though I shouldn't dwell on the dead, I shouldn't just callously forget about them too. Saying that I've work left to do is an easy enough excuse to make. I know how other people see me. They see me so obsessed with her craft that she would so easily miss things like a party for it. Outside the parlor, people hurry about here and there in preparation for the Wright's grand housewarming party. None spare me a glance as I slip past them, each working on their appointed roles and not daring to slack off while they work for what is probably the most powerful couple in Luxborn. I make it into the kitchen with ease, the wine cellar being my final destination. Don't like this, I don't like that we are here, I know what she's planning. I know you, man, because I love you. But when is a great task ever simple? Probably never. And this is a great task, isn't it? My greatest one yet. That is worthy of being called a quest. I'm not acting as Marianne McCullough, the professional interior designer, when I chose to lie about being too busy for party. I'm Marianne McCullough, a lawful neutral cleric with 9 points in wisdom and 8 in charisma. Just thinking of it like that makes it a bit cheesy. But it helps the fear. It helps overcome the insane thought that I'm actively seeking out something that's been plaguing me for years. I might face my worst nightmare, or I might say nothing and find myself self-imagined grand quest fall flat. And who would have thought that the gatekeeper to my final quest would be someone I thought would be a valuable ally.
Schnell! Hurry up, you snails!
Johannes, how are you? Wanna come help me face the ghost of my dead, best friend?
We are on a deadline and you are wasting my time!
The butler comes from the cellar into the kitchen, tailed by a couple of others, people who I assume are most likely chefs and bartenders. He raises a brow, seeing me just standing there by the hatch, by the trap door. It almost looks like he's going to throw me out for being in the kitchen without permission. Hello, can I waste more of your time? Ask Amenable. But then he motions for the others to disperse and familiarize themselves with their surroundings. Meanwhile, he continues to stand there, preventing entry into the darkness beyond.
What are you doing here, Fraulein? This is not the place for guests or in an architect right now. I request you leave.
I was just looking around for any last-minute things, yes?
Your lying voice is so bad, Marianne, but you're adorable, so you get
Yes, you have been doing that a lot. Looking around, snooping about.
Oh, come on, don't call it snooping.
Now is not the time for such things. If you're not careful, people might think you are up to something.
That's because we are. The look he gives me as he says this is almost chilling. If life was a game book, he'd probably be the true neutral warlock guarding the treasure room. Oh my god, you're such a fucking nerd. A difficult opponent to beat with 9 points in wisdom and 8 in dexterity. That's why you use strength. Just punch a gooder.
Well, I'm not done yet. I actually need to go into the wine cellar. Just need a quick go at the place. So, just don't mind me. I'll be out of your hair soon enough.
Go outside, enjoy the party. Bask in the praise and adulation they will no doubt shower you with when the madam speaks highly of you.
Observe as he said the madam, and not the not the both of them. Just the madam.
Surely you've had enough of this stuffy old kitchen by now. You do not want to cause trouble.
Yeah, that's my life motto there. Just punch gooder.
Both the Bratwurst and Hannah want this to be perfect. It would be a disservice and a disrespect to toe out of line and risk it being anything otherwise.
He liked the name we gave him. Bratwurst! Yeah, Bratwurst makes a comeback.
And more importantly, I will be blamed for any failure that happens tonight.
He's Bratwurst now. His intervention almost turns me away. Maybe it's a sign I'm not meant to seek out Lorraine, just seek Lorraine out, but...
Please, it's really important.
A brat and a dick all in one.
15 minutes. 9, 10 minutes. Any longer and I'll pull you out of there myself. The Bratwurst will be furious if he thinks anyone is touching his precious vine without his permission.
Thank you. This seriously means a lot.
He steps aside begrudgingly. Yeah, Johannes the real homie, and we know by 10 minutes he's gonna run in there, punch the ghost in the face, and then get us out. At this point, it looks like there's no turning back. Ooh, look at that vignetting. Time to save. The cellar greets me ominously as I descend. The space feels smaller with a lot more bottles lining the wall compared to before, and knowing what might be waiting for me here makes things worse. The mirror that had been moved from the study is my goal. I did not return to it after my initial discovery, but the thought of Lorraine, how much I want to see her again, even if it's just for one more time, keeps coming back to mind. As I walk through the cellar, I have to stop when I feel something crunch beneath my feet. Whatever few bottles were left behind here are now nothing but glass under my heels. Perhaps dropped by one of the many chefs and bartenders and butler had escorted through the hall here before, and it made a downright mess with the red slick pooling from the remnants of a good drink. With how dark this place is, a person with a dark enough imagination could easily mistake it for blood. I can't help but think it is, despite the easy, logical explanation that had come to my mind only because of what I'm about to do. It's merely a momentary distraction as I continue to the end of the cellar where the mirror stands. Propped up on the far wall, it gleams innocently while pretending to be a simple and ordinary mirror. How morbid to think this thing can show a person their deepest, most desperate desires and then twist it into an image so dark. That's what I'd seen that day. Though I heard Lorraine many times, I'd only seen her here with its frame. Wonder if people have discovered it before. How many were wasted away in front of it, enamored, and how many were frightened away by what they saw. Yet, as I stand before it now, nothing. I can barely see my own reflection in this darkness.
How does this even work? Mirror, mirror on the wall?
You're so precious, please don't get yourself killed.
Something? Anything?
Ah, my eyebrows are stuck. Nothing. Touching its surface doesn't make it magically activate or anything like that. There's no sudden surge of power, and I'm not suddenly granted sight. It stays what it is, a mirror. Was Lorraine's appearance in a mirror all some sort of fever dream? Am I really that burdened with guilt and despair that my mind would eat itself in my stress and have me hallucinate such things? Either way, I'm just going on here. Some crazed obsession for a girl long gone must warrant me a trip to a doctor. Already I feel ill. After a few more minutes, in the hopes that something would change, I turn around and leave. I can just go back upstairs like nothing ever happened, perhaps drop by the party for some hors d'oeuvres, and then go home and collect myself. Besides, Miss Wright is expecting me and I'm...
Going to leave me again then, are you?
Well, you weren't really showing up, now were you? Bit late, but at least you arrived. I stop in my tracks, but I don't turn back. As much as it pains me, I don't look back. If I'm just hearing her again, desperately delusional, and I look back to see nothing, I don't want to give myself false hope. But when I feel fingers around my wrist pull at me, I look back in shock. My first thought is, how in God's name is this possible? And the second thought is, Lorraine. Her hands are cold.
Are you that mad at me that you're just going to ignore me, Marianne?
I don't know what to say, and I can only stare at her in wonder. She stands there in the mirror with only her arm extending outward for my sake. I look at the hand still holding my wrist, and when she sees me looking at it, she moves it so that our hands are intertwined, fingers weave together. Seeing her there and feeling her touch meant I'm not crazy, though however impossible and unexplainable this all is to me right now. It just takes my breath away. Pulling her out from there is tempting. I can imagine doing so with ease. We can be together again, Lorraine and Marianne, like nothing ever happened. But that would all be a great big lie, wouldn't it?
What? Pack out your tongue? Don't just look at me like that. Say something.
Even if this thing were some magic portal that could bring back the dead, that doesn't erase anything. Just look at her, a still young teenager while I'm already a grown woman. It serves no other reason than to break the illusion that blinds me. I've seen her twice now, always behind that mirror. If this is real, If this isn't some delusion, then why can she only exist behind the glass?
Yeah. You have no idea how happy I am to see you. It's been so long.
You don't look happy.
I really am happy. But at the same time, I can't help but think about what happened to you.
And what does that mean? What are you saying?
She gives me this peculiar look, and before my eyes she moves to step out of the mirror. In turn, I wrench my hand away from her and take a step back, almost as if I'm afraid.
I don't know how this is possible, but whatever this is, it isn't real. You can't be real.
I'm right here, aren't I? What other proof do you need?
No, I see you. I hear you. I feel you. But even with all that, you can't be real. You just can't. I saw your body. I helped bury you. You're dead.
A deep hurt crosses her face, and it just breaks my heart in two seeing her wear that expression.
Burying me wasn't the only thing you did. Don't you dare lie. But I'm going to be the bigger woman, aren't I? Let bygones be bygones. I'll forgive you, as long as you stay with me, Marianne. That's why you came down here, right? To find me?
That was the plan. I came down here looking for closure. But this isn't closure. This is something else entirely. I didn't think I'd be forced to make such a choice. I need to move on. Do I leave or do I stay? Closure. That's all I came here for. Whatever this is, it might as well just be a devil's trick. And I might as well make some use of it, right? I say nothing at first for fear of angering whatever phantom this is. I take Lorraine's hand and bring it up to my lips, pressing a kiss to her knuckles. She takes it as some sort of invitation to pull me along, to step back into the mirror until only her arm is extended again.
I should have been more honest back then, both to you and myself. I know it's too late. I'm sorry. But
the thought of being with the dead did not agree with me, not one bit.
I can't stay with you.
Achievement unlocked. Goodbye, my first love.
So what? You're going to leave me for some old trophy wife? That's it, isn't it? You're going to leave poor Amy Lorraine and go after the next rich, pretty blonde that you see.
This is a mistake.
All these years, guilt has been my driving force. I felt so guilty for what I did, what I didn't do.
She thinks she can guilt me into being complacent, but she realizes otherwise as I pull my hands away from her. And going by the look of anger on her face, an anger that runs cold, she did not like the fact that I'm not some puppet on a string. Had she chosen her words carefully, I would have accepted whatever punishment Lorraine chose to give me. Guilt had run my life, it might have very well ended it. Because I deserved it.
But what I did to me. The blood in my hands is mine, not yours.
Whoever or whatever that shadow is, my gut tells me she's not Lorraine. Yet, I keep talking as if she is.
I broke your heart, not your neck.
Don't you dare deny it! It was your fault!
Because I loved you more than I dared to admit? Yes, that was my fault. But I never meant to hurt you like that.
Despite my words, no matter how sincere they are, she appears angry. Enraged, in fact. It's been years since I last saw that face, and even now, the memory of it still etched deeply into my mind. The hurt, the tears, the hate spilling from her eyes that day. The moment I rejected her. Rejected myself for who I am. And she definitely will hate what I'm about to do next. To my left, a wine rack. And from there, I take a bottle and pray to all saints I can remember. For all my sins, for every hurtful words I've ever uttered. For what I have driven her to do that day, what I forced her into.
What are you doing?
I do it without thinking twice. Quickly, before I can hesitate, I grab a bottle and set it straight towards the mirror. Shards of the bottle in the mirror are sent flying everywhere as Lorraine screams echo in the cellar. Bitter. Searing. Like every wounding accusation she hurled at me. They've never left me. I doubt they ever will. But with this, I can move away from them, from her, live my life as I should, free from the burden. Her burden. Because of Lorraine, I know, the real one, the person I love, will never want me carrying this to my death. As the screaming dies down, I can't help but mutter weakly.
It's done. It's done.
Achievement unlocked. Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Oh, Lorraine. Forgive me, Lorraine.
I take some time to compose myself. Breathing in and out. Stamping down on the tremor still racking my hands. Straightening out my jacket and fixing my hair. A whole weak attempt at returning myself to someone resembling my normal self. This would probably be easier to do with a mirror, but I likely won't be able to stand looking at one for a long time.
Well, now, I should probably go back up there. Party to attend, rich socialites to do business with, and food to eat. Mrs. Wright will be happy if I make some time for it anyway.
Yeah, one last time, the shattered glass beneath my feet.
I'm sorry, Lorraine. May you see God's light on the path.
Turning around to leave for good this time, the uneasy smile on my face falls as I see Lorraine, whole and well.
Come on, Mac. You really didn't think it would be that easy, did you? You get bonus points for trying. But you should know an 8 in charisma is not enough to turn undead.
She advances towards me, backs me against the wall. I can't even reach for another wine bottle without putting myself within her reach. Despite my earlier bravado, I don't think she'll be able to exist at all without the mirror. Can you blame me though? It's not like I'm an expert on the supernatural.
That's not... You shouldn't be...
What? After the mirror? Did you think just moving on will erase what you did to me? You're nothing but a murderer, Marianne. A murderer!
Stay back. You're not real. Leave me alone. Stop! I'm trying to move on with my life, so why won't you let me? Please! Just get out of my head and leave me be!
I try to find an exit when there's a click. The next thing I know, I'm falling back into darkness. Whoa! Achievement unlocked behind closed doors. I fall on my back and a door slams shut behind me. Whoa, that is not at all what she looked like when we were talking to her. Desperate to deal with her painful past, Marianne McCullough excused herself from attending the housewarming party to search for Amy Lorraine within the mansion. Seeing her ghost in the wine cellar, however, a realization hit her, and she finally let go. In a daze, I look around warily and find myself in another room entirely. On the other side of the wall, some sort of secret passage, perhaps an underground tunnel, that has me all wary and frightened. I'm happy for her too. Despite what happened just now, she still let go of the past. It also proves that oddities in the mansion's floor plans are a lot more than just little discrepancies. I expect Lorraine to jump out at me from the darkness at any time. A breeze blowing through the tunnel has me relieved though, at the idea that there is still a way to escape should that happen. That is way better than being trapped underground with only God knows what that was. A funny thought comes to mind as I start walking to where the exit might be. I think about how Mrs. Wright would be so disappointed if I didn't show up to the party. I imagine how furious Mr. Wright would be for breaking one of his wine bottles. Even Johannes' reaction comes to mind, though I don't really know with that guy. One thing's for sure is that I'd be calling calm and hard enough for a drink as soon as I get out of here. Oh, fucking shite. That noise has me worry. A ghastly thing. A corpse of a woman leans on the wall. Her arms and limbs, almost every inch of her body, is peppered with wounds and rotting flesh. And it's then that the putrid smell of blood and gore hits me, making it so that I don't even question how I missed it in the first place.
How long has this been here? Oh, that smell. You're a nasty one, aren't you?
I flinch as the thing twitches. Oh shit. And as soon as it opens its eyes to look at me with a smile, there's nothing on my mind but horror. I break into a run. I try to keep on running no matter how much my legs and feet scream at me to stop. Did she just say, "You're a nasty one, aren't you?" She did, she did. keep going, even when I look back and see nothing of her anymore, because I can still hear her. The scampering of her feet, the words she tries to form with her bloodied mouth, and the painful sounds of bones grinding against each other as she moves closer and closer to me.
How long are these damn tunnels?
She's well composed, despite seeing not one but two ghosts. There's a split second where I know that thing is right behind me, a strange sensation creeping over my limbs where her presence looms over me. And then suddenly, I can't even do anything anymore before I'm yanked by the hair and pulled back. My door doesn't want to close. There we go. Still, I struggle up until I'm thrown to the side like some ragdoll. I hit the ground on my side and the musty smell of old hay reaches me. It's my only indication that I'm still alive.
Please don't hurt me.
My body hurts and I keep my eyes shut tight, afraid of what might happen
What's
next.
wrong, Marianne? Are you really afraid of little old me?
There's only dread seeing how far she's followed me, even here. She looms over me, backs me further into the cell that I was thrown in.
Please. It's so cold. I don't want to be alone, Marianne. Why won't you stay with me? Why would you leave me? Why?
What are you?
Lorraine turns and shifts into that thing from before. And with that same gruesome grin, it takes a step forward towards the cell. Whoa, that is some solid art. Also, whoa, what is that camera doing down there? Towards me. I barely scrambled on my knees when the door to the cell slammed shut and it just stands there, staring. Shouts for help ring out in the tunnels, but none of them are coming from me. I'm more paralyzed and shocked by what is happening. My throat tightens at being fooled by the image of Lorraine, at the thought of being trapped down here. So then where?
Help me, oh help me! Are you getting all this on camera, Carl? Yeah, but are you guys sure this is a good idea? We're breaking and entering here.
Why does this kid sound like a Ringo Starr?
Don't worry, the owners of this place haven't been here in a long time. Look at this thing, though. It has writing in blood like some cheesy 80s horror prop. Wait, I have an idea. Oh man, that's genius.
What kind of butthead would even take this thing seriously? Maybe we can stick this in Rowan's backpack. Then Suarez kid would panic.
Huh. Prank gone wrong.
What? Spit it out. Behind you!
There in the corner of the cell, a digital camera comes flickering to life, and a video has played back on the screen. It was hard to even consider paying any attention to it when my life is on the line. But when the ghost doesn't move and the teenagers' mocking shouts of "help me" filled the cell, I just had to watch. And what I had seen, students, judging by their Saint Goretti uniforms, they were holding... in that thing, the woman, she... Oh. Did I die? While trying to escape the Phantom disguising as her friend, Marianne discovers an underground prison hidden in the deepest corners of the mansion. Now trapped in one of its cells, she found a recording left behind by some of the mansion's victims. What the fuck? No, she's fine. I'm sure if she died, we would have gotten, like, the flashback. Wow, we finally get to play as Rebecca. Bruh, I know! No, it's fine. Isabella survived when we got cliffhangered. Rebecca's gonna survive, not Rebecca. Marianne's gonna survive because she's gonna call Ashton for help. She's gonna somehow still have signal, I'm sure of it. Rebecca Gales. Birthday, April 1st. Aries, 29 years old. Height, 5'5". Occupation, history teacher. Nationality, Scottish. Religion, atheist. Race, Kirk. Short queen. Education, master's degree in education, major in European history, likes the stories or stovies, reading in the library, going to the gym, cycling and jogging, lacrosse, lesson plans. Alright then, Ryu, thanks for hanging out. You take care and have a good one. I'll be sure to catch you up next week. Although of Scottish descent, she grew up in Luxbourne and even went to school in St. Goretti. Her parents were professors of European history and Southeast Asian history at Luxbourne University. They were often busy and forced Rebecca to be independent early on. Surrounded by books and instilled with a love for learning, she was a star pupil, often called a teacher's pet for it. Her passion for academics leading to a career in the industry was to be expected of her. She came out of her shell in high school years and started becoming the spitfire she is now. Before then, Ashton was her only friend, though she found him aggravating at first. Independent and used to take care of others, it was no surprise when she helped out the young foreigner who moved in next door. And I am going to save here. I'm not going to end, but I am going to take a quick little break. I've been chugging at my tea and water, and I have to go to the little serpent's room now. But I think now would be a good time for the rest of y'all to, refill your water, refill your snacks. If you haven't already, put on some pajamas, get comfy, and we'll be back with Rebecca Gales' tale. The tale of Rebecca Gales. A short little angry pink queen. We love to see it. So I shall return. Hello, hello. Welcome for joining. I have returned. I have cookies and I have crashed. Enjoy the little snack sprites. Just sort of fall into that bag there, as I attempt to recover myself. Hope everyone's got their snacks. Hope everyone's comfy. Restocked on water. It's important to stay hydrated, especially considering how thirsty we've been. How thirsty I've been this stream. Ooh, that's right, turn that back on. Where am I? Where'd I go? Any minute now. Hey, there I am. Cool. Back to it, mes amis. Actually, now allow me to... There we go. Pin my hair back. I got cookies, so I'm probably going to mute when they're talking a lot, just so I can consume cookies. They're homemade. Chalky chip. Nice, simple, but oh so delicious. This is how it begins, or so they say. With a gentle wind drifting through wide open windows, muffled laughters, and footsteps, fading behind empty hallways and the light kiss of the afternoon sun. Soon there'll be a call, a crossing of thresholds into the unknown. Maybe we're off to some grand adventure, or diving into another gripping mystery. One can't really tell. For all I know, a hero might even come sweep me off my feet, if I'm lucky.
That's not exactly a bad thing when you think about it.
Enjoy me narrating this normally before I analyze and consume and steal her accent. I'm kind of upset we swapped off of Marianne, not just because I love Marianne, but because I feel like I was really getting into the accent there. I was finally getting a hold of it. And now I gotta learn a whole new one. But this is far from one, isn't it? A riveting tale, that is. The mild breeze, the faint murmurs, the warm rays, painting every nook and cranny a fiery hue. They're all as real as they can get. As much as I want to write a little tale out of this, I'm far from someone who can. Fleeting fancies, that's what these are. Merely passing thoughts to occupy an idle mind while waiting for another busy workday to end. Whoa, we gone all the way back to the beginning of the game? And then again, maybe another life I am one? Who knows? But at present, what I have and what I've chosen to be, well...
I won't last years here if I find teaching rowdy adolescents a tedious job, will I?
Admittedly, the whole affair isn't exactly as grand or exciting as I'd imagined as a child. If I weren't so stubborn or too passionate about the whole idea, I probably would have quit a long time ago. But it's always the kids that make it worthwhile, isn't it? As if in agreement, as soon as my pen slides into a neat circle against the papers I'm grading, the final bell rings. Like a dam that is opened, students begin piling out into the hallway soon after. For a short minute, I let the noise fill my ears, let my mind wander to a place far removed from all the hubbub. Solitary moments like this have come few and far between lately. Even my own home hasn't been as quiet as usually I prefer. Though in hindsight, an entire place hasn't been the same either since Isabella moved in next door. If her fussing over a minor cold last week tells anything, I might as well throw any idea of solitude out the nearest balcony, so long as she lives nearby. At the memory, my eyes automatically shift over to the bottle sitting at the edge of my desk. A chuckle escapes from me as I reach for it. Okay, so this is right after the very beginning of the game.
A little ball of energy and enthusiasm. That's a big baby.
Mother Hen, she calls me, and then says and does the same thing right after. It's not that I'm unused to being on the receiving end of other people's worries, or I feel any sort of apprehension over her fretting. If I'm to be completely honest, it's actually amusing how someone can be childlike one minute, then act like a responsible adult the next. But there's a dissonance there, both in her actions and her words. Although she may not look like it, may not say anything, may not lose her cheer, one way or another, I know these troubles have weighed her down lately. Her face says it all, that big numpty. If she thinks I won't notice, she's got another thing coming for her. That's how she's always been. I do understand that part, loud and clear. It's just that I'd really rather not pass on another burden to her. Hey! Whoo! You missed a lot! We're playing as Rebecca Gales now. Marianne went down into the wine cellar to confront the ghost of Lorraine, her dead best friend who was in love with her. We fell into a hidden passage in the wine cellar that led to a prison. And the, oh shit indeed. And, let me show you. We fell and, the ghost locked us in this cell. We found a camera that had a video of a bunch of kids breaking into the mansion and getting murdered by the ghost. And then nothing. And then we get cliffhangered, and we're all the way back at the very beginning of the game as Rebecca. Hey, I just noticed we're down a point with Ashton. I wonder why. She's so cute and pouty. Also, bad news for you. The short, angry pink queen that was basically you, is unfortunately an inch taller than you. So you are now officially the shortest, pinkest, angriest thing here. Fucking insane, right? I forget when you left. 2 inches? Thank you. Okay. I'm trying to help you out here. I'm trying to make you sound a little taller, but fine. Go ahead, 5'3" gremlin. I'd really rather not pass on another burden onto her.
Or become one myself.
Aren't I supposed to be the one taking care of them? Though, I guess that's simply one of those things people eventually grow away from, once you've all started leading different lives. Not completely different, I hope. Honestly, probably. You definitely look the tiniest you looked last time I saw you, especially because I was in my platforms. Hey, I just noticed though, we're roast neck. Just in time, we got this pink background. Right now, you're the only person showing up because I took a break. So you're the only one showing up on the screen right now. I got my pink hair, pink eyes, pink lipstick, pink outfit, pink background, and now we're playing as a pink girl. Hey, Amenable! I know you're still here. I just meant, like, look, right above me, right there. That was all pink. Hi. Somehow that thought makes me feel uneasy. Thankfully, before stranger ideas come take root in my head, a faint buzzing comes from my bag, cutting through the rest of my thoughts. A small frown forms my lips when the screen lights up and an unknown number flashes. For a long second, my thumb hovers over the answer button. Even the voice that responds once I do accept the call is wholly unfamiliar.
Hello?
Oh, goodness. Finally, it connects.
Whomst?
Hello? Is this Miss Gales? Rebecca Gales?
Oh, wait a minute. I know who. Oh my gosh, Rose, it's been so long. I miss you. I forget you're
Yes,
still alive.
Yes, speaking. Who is this?
Oh, sorry. Rose Cooper, Briar Realty Corporation.
Briar Realty?
My frown deepens as I straighten from my chair. Something in her tone, despite sounding remarkably friendly and light, doesn't sit quite right with me. The rigid pause that follows doesn't help ease the tension that has suddenly descended either.
Miss Cooper?
Also, welcome for joining, Sliced Bread. I see the Dougs.
Yes. Things are a bit busy on my end. I apologize. I'm not certain if Isabella has mentioned anything before, but we're working together on a property at the moment, and...
The Armengard Mansion, yes. She said something about that earlier. Is there a problem?
This is about Isabella, actually.
She wastes no time relaying everything. The details she provides are admittedly a bit vague, but enough for me to get the gist of what happened. It isn't the bad sort I'm expecting, though still worrying. Especially with words panic attack and pale looking a bit sickly, woven together in one foreboding sentence. But as quickly as it surfaces, I stomp down on the urge to demand answers right there and then. Now isn't the proper time for useless questions. I'll find out soon enough regardless. To Miss Cooper's credit, she neither hesitates nor falters all throughout. There is some sort of comfort in knowing Isabella has someone like her to guide her through, though not as much as I would have liked. After all, this is Isabella we're talking about. What are the chances she just said a bunch of excuses so she won't get sent home? High. Very high. Oh, she is so going to hear it this time.
You were listed as one of her emergency contacts, so I thought it'd be best you know about this.
How is she? Is she doing okay?
I had her take a break for now, but honestly, I'd feel better if someone were to pick her up and take her home for some rest. Anthem's a fair distance from Luxborn. I really don't want her going off on her own. I'd do it myself, but you know how it is today. Big day. People everywhere until the open house ends. I'm really sorry to ask this of you, Miss Gales. I know you're busy.
Oh, no, it's all good. I was just about to leave from work. I hope to leave early today anyway. A few minutes ahead wouldn't hurt. I can be there in a few, 30, 40 minutes tops. Is that all right?
More than fine, Miss Gales, thank you. We're supposed to be here until... Oh, excuse me. One moment, please. Yes, ma'am.
The faint hum of conversation echoes from her end. It sounds as though the place is buzzing with more people than you'll expect from a regular open house. I was skeptical at first. The house is old, not to mention its inconvenient location in Luxborn's outskirts. Who wants to live in a place almost an hour's drive away from the comforts of a city? But, from what little I can hear, it appears Isabella has every right to be optimistic about this sale. If I didn't understand why she was so adamant refusing my offer of help before, I think I do now. To some degree.
We'll be resuming the tour soon. Yes, thank you. Sorry about that. I really need to get this thing going. Lord knows how I'll salvage the situation here. It shouldn't be anything complicated, but still, clients. It can be difficult when they want to be. Anyway, just look for me when you get here, alright? I shouldn't be too hard to miss.
No problem.
But-
Thanks for letting me know about this.
But I already miss you so much, Rose.
Just make sure Isabella stays put, please. Heaven knows how stubborn that girl can be.
Oh, believe me, I know. Don't Don't worry about it. I'll have a few of our staff keep an eye on her for me until you get here.
That's all I'm asking. I appreciate it.
The whole thing ends on a surprisingly pleasant tone. Note, if only the same can be said for the news she brought. I allow a brief moment to pass to ease whatever tension has latched itself firmly to my nerves. But no matter how much I wish for it, my mind stubbornly refuses to do so. My hands are unsteady against the papers I pretend to arrange after. Lucid thoughts, every single ounce of it grimmer than the other, grows with each passing second I linger. Something about this whole thing, along with a sudden unease and nagging worrying, screams off. Wrong. This isn't the riveting tale I've hoped to step into today. Even on a rush, getting everything in order before leaving takes nearly a good quarter hour. By the time I make it out of the classroom, the commotion's already died down, dwindling to mere echoes and distant laughters. From the nearby room, melodies of rehearsing band drift freely into the air, filling the almost empty hallway with their warm, lively tunes. Any other day, I'll stop, bask in the music, and enjoy what little peace it brings. Not today, however. My steps are brisk and sure as I march through Edward Hall's exit. The sooner I can confirm Isabella's okay, the sooner I can shake off this niggling feeling. For one reason or another, that single call, of all possible things, has thrown everything off kilter. I'd rather this be over with as quickly as possible. So much that I nearly barrel over a student in my haste. Though, perhaps it's really the other way around. What the fuck, this kid? When I look down, a set of eyes, bright and hopeful, stare back at me. I really didn't expect to see her again. Her arms are warm around the waist like a vice, and at my attention, a grin spreads over her face.
Buenas tardes, Miss Pink.
That's cute.
Hello, Kylie. You know, you aren't supposed to run into people like that.
Sorry, Miss Pink.
She loosens her hold on me, but not a hint of guilt in her regret appears on her. If anything, it seems the remark only amused her. A smile appears on my face before I can help it, matching the one on her own.
Just remember not to do it again, all right? You could get hurt.
You sound like my mama when she's scolding Rowan, Miss Pink.
I'm sure your mama only means well. I know she'll be worried sick if one of you were to get hurt. Where's your brother anyway? Aren't you two supposed to be heading home now?
Rowan said he's got some stuff he needs to do before we go. I think he's taking too long. But he promised to buy me jelly babies today. If I keep what he's doing the
Isn't that Doctor Who thing?
Papa.
Any chance you'll tell Miss Pink about it?
Aren't jelly babies that Doctor Who thing that a lot of Americans on Tumblr, like, spent a good amount of time trying to import? Or just kind of really tried hard to get it imported and they go, wow, this candy is so good, I love it because I love Doctor Who. But it's just gummy candy? I'm pretty sure that's it. She shakes her head, both her hands growing to her mouth as if to keep a precious secret from spilling out.
I need a promise.
Oh, that's cute. They muffled the audio too.
He said it's for Tia Luke.
What? Oh my God! You're their goddaughter? You? It's all what the fuck? This little shy I thought had no connection whatsoever just kind of showed up. You are the goddaughter Hannah and Luke talk about?
Oh, something like a gift?
Also, surprised she's speaking Spanish.
Like a deal. Tio promised to take him somewhere cool when he's old enough. Rowan's gonna prove he's a grown-up.
Laughter slips free from my lips. The teacher in me wants to give whoever this Tio is a reprimand for bringing about this kind of behavior in children. But if both Suarez kids... Ah, the last name Suarez. That explains it. Never mind. If both Suarez kids are so fond of him, then there shouldn't be anything to worry about. Yes? At any rate, there's nothing but well-behaved, both Kylie and her brother. Rowan, the eldest, may have an occasional odd streak in out of class, but their parents taught them well. I see no reason to cast any suspicion of bad behavior on them.
As long as it isn't anything dangerous, all right?
It's very dangerous that their uncle is Luke.
It's not. Cross my heart.
My drawings are a lot prettier than what he's doing anyway. Tio said so. Do you want to see? I drew one earlier at class.
I am terrified.
Is that why you're here?
Not really. I was gonna show it to my friend first. But since it's you, I'm sure she wouldn't mind if you see it before she does.
I am horrified at what this drawing could be.
Oh no. I can't stay right now, Kylie.
Her face fall. My dog. I don't know if y'all heard that. If my microphone picked it up, but my dog cried as soon as the kid went sad. What is it? What is it, pup? What do you want? Huh? Where's your squish? Where's your lamb chop? Yeet. No? No? She doesn't want lamb chop, it seems. Yeah, get it, puppy. What? I'm trying so hard to play with her, she doesn't want it. I don't know what attention you want. Are you just crying at me because you want my cookie? Hold on, I'm gonna stuff my face right now so she can't look at the cookie or smell it anymore. See? All gone. No food. You can't have it anyways. Bad for dogs. It's chalky chip. A small part of me feels responsible for that crestfallen look. But as much as I want to stay a little longer, there's a place I need to be right now. And frankly, another child to look after. Taking both of her hands, I kneel in front of her and muster the most rueful smile I can give. At her age, I'm quite sure she already understands what I'm about to say before they're even out. But remarkably, she doesn't look away or pout as I'm expecting her to.
I'm sorry. You know what? Rowan has a class with me on Monday around this time. Why don't you drop by again next week? After class? I'll even make sure to wait for you. It's just that I absolutely must leave now. My friend had an accident earlier, and I'm the only one she has here.
What about her mama and papa?
Her family lives really far from here, I'm afraid. Do you remember where Asia is? The southeast part?
Yeah, the Philippines aren't exactly close, kid.
That's where they are.
Her eyes immediately light up at my question. Just like that, I know I've earned the girl's forgiveness.
Oh, just like Takako.
Who?
Who?
Yeah, who?
Friend. She said she used to live there, only just a little higher than southeast.
What? Where is Luxborn? Why is it so diverse?
But she hasn't come home in a long time, so she doesn't remember much about it anymore. Melody says it's weird I talked to her, but I think she's just shy. They could be good friends too! Don't you think so, Miss Pink?
Maybe if you introduce them properly, they will be.
That's what I think. Takako's just lonely. If she makes more friends, she won't be anymore.
I know this is just generic child character in horror story, but like, Kylie's kind of adorable.
Is your friend
And
like
I
that too?
despise children, to put it simply. I'm very much not a big fan of kids. I don't like being around them. Please keep them away from me. Children, stay far away.
A little, possibly. To be honest, sometimes I can't tell with her.
After all, Isabella has always been the kind to hold a smile even when things have taken a turn for the worse. 5 years and one will think it's enough to know a person. But when you consider it, come to think of it, all these years I've never, not even once, seen her cry. Not over a trivial matter or even when things are tough.
Okay, you can go to her. I'll just show you my drawing next time.
Thank you. Remind me to buy you a huge glass of parfait, alright?
No, I'll get a stomachache. Takako says so.
What responsible friend you have.
A small one is okay.
I'll remember that. Say hi to your friend for me.
I will. I'm sure she'd love to meet you too. See you, Miss Pink.
I'll see you later, Kylie.
London Bridge is falling down.
Oh, that song again.
Down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down. My fair lady.
She doesn't look back or wait for any sort of goodbye from me. With a song and an extra spring in her step, she bounds across the corridor with as much spirit only a child her age can have. As if the conversation has never taken any downhill turn for her at all. As if there's a single thing to worry about in the world. Not long after, she disappears behind a door, leaving behind strains of an old familiar rhyme lingering in the air. Carefree. Unbiting. Untroubled moments like this, I envy her. And as I resume my hurried pace, a tiny whisper at the back of my mind wishes the same can be said of myself and my own worries. Luxbourne may be a small city, but it's no stranger to hellish rush hour traffic. But surprisingly, getting out of the city today proves more of a breeze than a hassle. A relief considering how none of my calls to Isabella have made it through. Either the reception's really bad over there, or she's ignoring them on purpose. Both does nothing to ease the disquiet in me. The rest of my drive passes without much incident as soon as I'm out of the busy streets. In less than 30 minutes, the mansion looms ahead of me. For all the fuss Isabella made about the house, it remains a thing of beauty. Unlike Luxbourne, the estate and nearby Ainslam village stand as its complete opposite. Living and breathing with the song of the old, whispers of once blooming have lingering in the air. Why are you running from me, child? Come here! I'm just trying to pet you. I thought you wanted attention and affection. I don't understand puppies at all, and I have 7 of them. I've had dogs for as long as I've been alive, which is a very long time. Contemporary conveniences aside, it's a place I'm glad modernization hasn't wholly touched.
It's just a shame the locals know more of the silly hearsay than the history itself. If I could only knock some sense into these people.
Sadly, complaining is all I can afford to do. As much as I want to give them a piece of my mind, it isn't why I'm here. I don't think these rich types will appreciate getting a lecture from me either. I have as much business with them as they have with me. With a heavy sigh, I give myself one last second to look at the scenery before heading up the main entrance. Most of the guests are already heading out, though some still linger. It's mainly just to take photos of the house's facade or its various rooms. I pause for a moment, scanning the small crowd gathered at the foyer, looking for any sign of familiar ponytail among the sea of hats and heads.
No sign of her.
No sign of the other staff or Miss Cooper either. I can certainly look for Isabella on my own, but in a place this big. I'd be lucky if I didn't end up lost to find her before we need to meet with Zachary and Ash tonight. Sighing, I reach for my mobile and redial her number. The gesture familiar now after so many attempts earlier. If she doesn't answer, I can still try contacting Miss Cooper. I just hope the network reception will cooperate this time. This side of the country has never been popular tech savvy after all. To my relief, it only took 3 unsuccessful tries, and the 4th one, right as it's about to switch to another intercept message, the line finally rings. Silence follows while I wait for her to pick up, the ringing going far too long for my taste. By now, most of the visitors have already cleared out. All I have for the company are faint murmurs and an eerie calmness left in their wake. A sudden hush settles and gives way to noises louder than they've ever meant to be. Doors creaking and slamming shut in some distant part of the mansion, floorboards groaning under the sheer weight of the house's history. In the now empty halls, they all reverberate with a special clarity against the walls. Like this, those old stories seem to almost have a ring of truth to it. I don't get to stray far into that ugly line of thought, however. Not a second later, a click sounds from the other end.
Hello? Isabella? Miss Cooper called earlier.
Don't like that. Don't like that one bit. What's this all doing all the way over here?
Isabella? Belle? Are you alright?
Without any warning, the call gets cut off. Busy notes blare sharply against the heavy silence. But above the noise, cutting through the mute air, remains the faint cries of a woman. From beyond the foyer. My hand falls to my side as I cast a wary look around, waiting for someone to come running. Surely I can't be the only one hearing this. There must still be some staff hanging around, checking things out. But no one does. Not even when her sobs turn to more frantic and anguished.
Excuse me? Hello? Who's there? Isabella?
I didn't expect Rebecca to be the second person to encounter the ghost this
Isabella?
early in the story.
Is that you?
No answer. Growing anxious, I amble over where the cries come from, each step slow and cautious towards a door on the other end of the room. While I'm far away, someone who readily gives into fear, or stories lacking factual basis, the vague, restless feeling I have earlier immediately returns to me. And despite myself, my heart begins to race and my breathing quickens.
Belle, it's me.
Belle, it's me. Are you there?
Miss Cooper called. Is everything okay?
Abruptly, all of it stops. My whole body tenses, mouth dragging in a ragged breath, ears straining for any other sound yet to come from the other side. But nothing follows. Instead, the quiet only lends itself to the heavy tension in the air, as if every small movement will disturb the fragile stillness hanging in the room. I wait for another second. Then, with a caution, I reach for the knob. My fingers barely graze the brass handle when a hand falls on my shoulder. Already? No. This is a person. This is a person.
Excuse me.
Yep. She's fucking ready to throw hands.
I am so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
Oh, Rose, I miss you.
No, it's a...
Still reeling, my gaze shifts back to the door, as if any second now the cries will start again or whoever inside will burst out of the room. But I don't get to dwell on these. The woman's worried voice breaks through the haze in my mind, oddly soothing in the thick of my unease. Even if the concerned look comes from a total stranger, finally being in the company of someone else is somehow comforting.
Ma'am? Are you okay?
Oh, no, I'm fine. This is probably just some cold.
Do you need to sit down?
No need. I'm actually looking for a friend.
I wave the mobile in front of her like the gesture alone explains everything. Vaguely, I note a tight grip on it and quickly slip it into my pocket before she notices. She doesn't need to know.
Well, I'm not really sure if your friend would still be here. We're actually about to close the open house in a few minutes, ma'am.
No worries. She's not a guest here. She works for Briar Realty. Miss Cooper called me earlier. In fact, I'm also looking for her.
Recognition flashes in her eyes, and her worried expression dissolves into a smile at once. It's all I need to know that I don't have to look elsewhere or venture deeper into the mansion on my own. In some way, I'm not too keen on the latter right now.
Oh, Miss Rebecca Gales, is it?
Yes. Sorry if I'm a bit late.
It's not a problem. I was busy with the open house and a few clients anyway. It's a...
Oops.
Let's see. Isabella should be here somewhere. I told her to stay put earlier. That girl never listened.
Rose? Rosie? May I have a minute? There's just this one little thing before we go.
Hannah, hi, it's me. Miss Cooper's head immediately snaps up at the voice. In a blink, a different kind of smile spreads on her face. A smile, still friendly even, but the kind given mainly for the sake of pleasing other people, rather than making friends.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be there in a few.
Her fucking customer service smile. It's an impressive thing, to say the least. The level of professionalism. I suppose working years in this kind of business trains you enough to be able to pull that off without batting an eye. It certainly didn't seem to have rubbed off on Isabella, though.
Sorry, could you give me a second? I have to take care of this.
Don't worry about it. I understand. I can wait a few more minutes. Clients, right?
You won't hear anything from me. Priorities, you know? But if you want, you can stay at the parlor in the meantime. I think we have a few refreshments left.
No, thank you. I'm going out with a few friends after this. Isabella's supposed to join us too. But that depends on how she's doing, of course.
Alright, this won't be long, I promise.
She throws me an apologetic look before sauntering over to the small group gathered at the entrance. A couple, or siblings, and another woman, probably their secretary. Either way, they look no different from the other guest. All three of them, primly dressed, albeit in a manner significantly simpler than the others. No frills, no extravagance of any form. But their gestures and their movements alone speaks volumes of their ingrained lifestyle. Siblings and their secretary. Listen, we have spent hours We spent hours with these characters, alright? She sees two blondes in fancy outfits and a woman dressed very, very sharply. I fucking left and this is what I come into? Listen, this is the first time she's meeting them. It's impressions. Ignore where my mouse is. I didn't do that on purpose. But their gestures and movement alone speak volumes of their ingrained lifestyle. In their presence, I do what I can to appear inconspicuous on my side of the foyer. Maybe accepting Miss Cooper's offer would have been a much better choice than standing around awkwardly and gaping at them. And while also attempting my best not to listen in on the conversation, although that one proves more difficult with how enthusiastic the blonde woman is, her voice easily echoes through the walls with only the 5 of us here. Pretty soon I find myself being drawn into their talk with no meaning to.
Tomorrow? First thing in the morning?
First thing in the morning, ma'am.
The mundane talk isn't what catches my attention, however.
Very well. We'll have our lawyers prepare everything as soon as possible. Let's make this whole thing easier for everyone, shall we? Just let me know if there's anything you need from me. You know how to contact me, yes?
Got your mobile number saved here already.
Good. It's just a matter of time then.
It's a brief moment. A fleeting shift in my eye.
Monday for us, Marianne.
As long as you're positive, we won't be having any problems by that time. You can count on my team.
You worry too much. Let me handle those things. Do be thrilled, though. I imagine it's not every day you get projects like this, hmm?
And the instant I turn my gaze on him, I see it.
Oh, I'm certain Mint's ecstatic, Buttercup. Aren't you, Marianne? You know, we could all celebrate this with a few drinks. Why don't we?
He's being such a piece of shit right now. I want to punch him in the jugular.
In fact, there's this really excellent Irish pub I visited.
You are being an absolute piece of shit. I hate you. Looming. Hovering over his shoulder. Whoa, excuse me? Excuse me. Over his shoulders? It's not that you're uncomfortable from him, it's something else. Drawn to him like a moth to a flame. A dark blur. No, a shadow.
I think I'll pass on that, sir. I have more important matters to attend to.
By the way, this isn't the stream. The game did do that just now.
Love, she's busy.
You never let me do anything fun.
But as I try to make sense of it, a heavy feeling descends over my whole body. It happens without warning, forcing me to close my eyes. The sensation creeps up to every part of me, crawling under my skin and draining me little by little of any strength. Before I know it, my hand is gripping the nearby door for support. The sudden nausea drowns out their voices and what little sound is there. All except for the whispers and laughters. Judging, mocking, taunting, muffled, inaudible muffled, inaudible words bearing down on me like a death sentence. They wrap around my neck and limbs, binds tightening with every syllable, every utterance. Well, you were just about to ask? Yeah, I immediately knew I should clarify that. And with each draw of breath I take, they drag me down slowly, almost painfully, into a bottomless abyss. On and on and on, till the sound turns into mere distant echoes. Until suddenly, it shatters.
Well, what are we waiting for? Are we done here?
Blonde bloke. His voice rips through the fog like a sharp blade, and my eyes snap open. When I look at them again, it's gone.
You can head back to the car first if you want, Luke. I hope that settles everything, Rose. I don't know what Isabel's problem is, but please make sure she doesn't hurt herself. Anyway, we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Likewise, ma'am.
No shadows or dark clouds. Only amicable smiles and cordial handshakes. The usual pleasantries as Miss Cooper leads them out of the mansion like a graceful host. You know what? With how rich people work? Go on, Amenable. I am listening. They could have been cousins. And even as I force my breathing to calm down, keep my eyes trained on their backs, and wait for something to happen, it doesn't come back. Listen, if it wasn't Hannah, if it wasn't Miss Hannah Evans there, I would totally believe it. But she's better than that. Just a shame she settled for Luke. She returns a moment later. Gently, she closes the great doors behind her, but there's a smile on her lips and an extra skip in her step when she walks back to me. Whatever she was discussing with the group had put her in a good mood. Even she appears to have not observed anything odd. Was I just seeing things?
Glad that was over. It's been a long day. I thought for sure we were going to... hey, are you sure you're doing okay? You look a bit green.
That's rich coming from you.
It's all good. I'm actually still recovering from a cold. Weather's been crazy lately.
That must be it. The weather, this stupid cold, and the friendly warnings I'm too stubborn to listen to. As much as I hate to admit it, Isabella's right. I was, and still am, a little feverish. When she visited me at school this morning, the medicine helped, of course, but only some. Although it's not like I can't function, it did get better after lunch, and I was able to go through my schedule like the usual. Now I'm not so sure. Now if I can't keep acting like I've seen some sort of apparition when it's anything but. I simply must have listened to too many times Isabella last week. My fever-muddled mind has started to confuse things. If this doesn't let up, I just need another visit to my doctor, plain and simple. Though I do hope it won't get any worse. We did promise to watch Zachary's film together.
I know what you mean. I've been complaining to Isabel. It doesn't seem to affect her much, though. Must be because she grew up in the tropics. Anyway, shall we? She's probably hanging out with the rest of the catering staff.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised she's there. She eats like 10 hungry men when she isn't feeling well. Lead the way.
With a small nod, she gestures for me to follow. I do so without much thought, finally putting everything in the back of my mind. The entire visit took a whole 24 minutes, and my trip to the mansion, as it turns out, is a useless endeavor in itself. Isabella's no longer there, left shortly before I arrived. Or at least, that's what the few staff who saw her assumed. None of them knew where she went, but I can take a few guesses. There are only a number of places in Luxbourne she frequents, and well, she's never been the complex kind. It doesn't really take a genius to figure it out. Hey, yo, what's with that stock music I hear in the back? I recognize it. I know you. Oh, cute. These are both cute. Not with him there. Rose looks so much different. She's so small compared to them. But she looks so different in like her sketch art than she does in her normal art. Still, it's odd she left on her own. She could have at least waited for Miss Cooper. It would have saved her having to pay the cab's fare twice today.
And right after she was told to stay put. I mean, who does that?
What do you mean you don't think that's Rose? That's... it. I think that's Miss Cooper. Yeah. Are you piecing it together? Are you piecing it together, Amenable? Yes, Rose is Miss Cooper. Miss Cooper is her last name. Cooper is her last name. It's okay, Amenable. I am guilty of having my one brain cell fail on me from time to time. I don't blame you. I don't mind one bit. It's okay. It is a little confusing where each character, despite the fact that we know the name of the characters they're talking to, they don't. So they have their own interpretations. That's why Luke was blonde bloke.
Oh, sod off! You don't own the road!
Yeah! Road Rage Rebecca! I love it. Love to see it. Whiskey. Yeah, exactly. In the end, all Miss Cooper could give me was a string of apologies for my trouble and a request to let her know when I find Isabella. The whole affair didn't even last long. I probably spent more time traveling back and forth. Soon enough, I'm weaving my way back to downtown Luxbourne, worried sick, and on top of that, maybe a little annoyed. Whether at the unexpected turn of events or at Isabella herself, I'd rather not think about it for now. Not when I'm already running late for Zachary's film. Besides, I'm perfectly sure that's where I'll find her. As one would expect, people are already gathered at the movie house when I get to it. The small avenue where it's located has been closed off early from any passing traffic to make way for the avid moviegoers who are sure to crowd the venue. I have to park almost a street away and walk the remaining distance because of it. Looking for them has taken a while in a crowd this big, but I eventually spot them near the entrance. Thanks to Zachary, mostly. And like I've surmised, Isabella's with them.
I knew it.
Wasting no time, I march over their little group. The words filled with concern tumble out of my mouth before I can stop myself.
Isabella! Oh, thank goodness. Becca, you're just in time.
An odd expression crosses his face as I hold it with both hands, but I ignore it in favor of getting a good look at her, forcing her to keep still and fix her gaze at me.
Becca, you're squishing my face.
Squish! That! Isabella!
How are you? Are you alright? Why wouldn't I be?
There doesn't seem to be any visible injury, nor does she appear to be in pain. Apart from her confused frown at my question, she looks pretty much like how she would any other day. Even so, you can't really tell those things with her at first glance. The last time she got sick, she never bothered to call anyone, even me, who lives right next door. If I hadn't checked on her then, she probably would have died on her bed with the rest of us, none the wiser. It's one thing to laugh about now, but moments like those also teach you something about a person. If anything, it's given me more reason to constantly worry about her. And the moment a familiar name comes up, I know my concerns right now aren't completely baseless.
Rose called me earlier.
Her expression swiftly changes as gently as she can. Isabella pushes my hand away, yet even before she says anything, I already have a hunch how this whole thing will play out.
Oh, no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today. That's not what I'm talking about. How's your head?
Then and there, the whole conversation goes down as I've imagined. Oh, that's so good! Oh, I wish I saved right beforehand. She dodges my hand when I reach for the back of her head, intending to check the said injury myself. Even makes a show of hiding behind Zachary just to avoid me. Instantly, what's supposed to be a simple injury dissolves into a shameless game of tag. Shouting and chasing like none of us can be bothered to act like full-grown adults we're all supposed to be. Including Ashton. I won't put it past Isabella, but Ash, out of everyone... In fact, that stupid smirk on his face tells me anything. He finds this whole mess amusing. Oh, for the love of...
Isabella, this isn't a laughing matter.
She did look pale when I saw her.
Wow, thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you back for this. Just you wait.
What? I'm just saying it as it is. If you mentioned this earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
There's a moment's pause. My hand steals midair as my attention shifts over to Ashton and the words he leaves hanging between the four of us. He doesn't meet my eye. I don't think he's even aware of what he said. But the meaning in each syllable alone is clear. And they echo. They sting. They burn.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then. I don't know.
Of course. Of course! Why else would Isabella leave on her own after being told to stay put, after that little chat about money this morning? Something close to silence falls when I mull over their words, both what's already been said and what's left unspoken. When I do find my voice, it only reeks with nothing but bitter, unpleasant thoughts. Thoughts I quickly stamp out before they surface. Thoughts I hide the best I can, the deepest part of my mind, locking it away for no one to see.
That's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone, right? At least. Good.
Yet, try as I might, the green-eyed monster easily rears its ugly head. Like it always does, every time his gaze lingers a second longer. Every time he smiles in a manner far too gentle, far too sincere whenever he thinks no one can see. Every time my mind suggests his words mean more than they should. Every small, little thing. Despite what he says, despite his tone.
Look, you guys.
For all I know, it may just be some kind of fondness born from friendship. Maybe I'm simply overthinking things like he often tells me, or maybe there really is something there. But in his short display of impatience, I know a whole of it just for the show. After all, growing up together with him didn't teach me nothing about him. For whose sake is it this time, though? For him? For Zachary? For her? Or for me? That I can't tell.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either. Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me, if she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
I'm not. But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
Ash, that's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself. Is that good enough for you?
My mouth opens and snaps shut almost as quickly, forming a thin, hard line instead. I can't respond, not because there's nothing to say. On the contrary, there's plenty, so many things I can use for a reason to get him to agree. But because he speaks with much certainty, with much reassurance, it feels like there isn't even a choice. All I can give is a long, deep breath and a reluctant nod in the face of it. Before I can get a grip of myself and my own weakness, the mood immediately shifts and I'm being tackled into a hug.
Thanks, Becca.
Aw, how can you be mad at her? Look at that.
It's always been you with him, isn't it? Did you say something? Me? Nothing. Don't mind me.
A lie, obviously. What else can it be? Each and every smile. A tiny effort to keep things as they are. Or so I tell myself. Little do I know, this is merely preamble. It starts out quietly without fanfare, amidst friendly jibes and harmless teasing, with a scrap of paper fluttering harmlessly to the ground. One that looks suspiciously like a cheap Halloween prank no matter how you look at it. And yet, despite how ludicrous it all is, Isabella stubbornly insists as if our whole life depends on acknowledging the truth in her story. Does she even realize how absurd she sounds now? Crivens, even my students wouldn't fall for this.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
She doesn't give me the time to regret nor think of my choice of words. From there, it escalates, grows into an argument too petty even for our standards as adults. Before we know it, one after another, harsh, scathing words are being spoken.
It's not a joke! Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Right. And in broad daylight, Isabella. Even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up. There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit is true.
But it's real! What do you think I saw?
A hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
Shut up, asshole, please. I know. Early Ashton is just so, ugh. But someone has to be patient in all this, and however much my own has already been frayed earlier, there's no one else. Who else here can deal with someone selfishly acting like a kid? Like every other time, it has to be me.
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other. When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating. But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now. Don't bother.
Just like that, she cuts us off. Slams the door right in our faces while my own temper flares before I can stop it. Although it falters briefly at the hard expression on her when she snatches the blasted paper from Ashen, I hold on to it. Regardless of how upset she appears, soured expression and balled fist throwing a tantrum is simply unacceptable. For a grown woman at that, the words form at the tip of my tongue ready. But before I can open my mouth and let it all out, her feelings and mistakes be damned, Zachary raises a voice of his own.
Guys!
A warning, underneath the warm and hopeful beat in his voice. We all stop to look at him. Even my own anger subsides a little at his tone.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her.
Yeah, I mean I mean, that art obviously looks like it took a while, so it makes sense that the expressions are totally different. Oh yeah, that too actually. Like, it's not. No, no, no. I feel you. I feel you. It's not bad, but it's like there's definitely a level of quality difference. But I suppose there had to be to get this like live 2D effect.
And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together?
To an outsider, it might sound like a desperate request, but Zachary has always been the one to keep a level head over petty squabbles. This time's no different. He knows what to say, and when he lets it fall, they only ring sharp and
We
true.
haven't seen each other for months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat. Please.
And as careful as he is with his own tone, it does make me feel ashamed. We're supposed to be here for him, to give what little support we can give, yet here we are, trying to keep 3 stubborn people from outright hashing it out in public. Later we can and will talk about it, of course. There's a proper time and place for it. At the moment, my anger and whatever reprimands it carries no longer matter. Beside me, Ashton appears to have already caught on. The lines of his shoulder ease to something much more relaxed, his expression back to its usual nonchalance. Isabella, however, she stands perfectly still, her hands clasping at the straps of her bag like a lifeline, eyes trained at some point near his shoes. There's no anger in her face, only an undeniable hurt. She's never been good at hiding what she thinks. She's always the open book, always the one to wear her heart out in the open. And when she looks up, her answer is also simple.
If we keep arguing here, we're going to miss the first few minutes.
Her lips are curled up in a smile, though lacking both its usual brightness and glee. It's a smile nonetheless. I've seen it countless times. It's the same one she would show me when she knows she has no other choice, or it's simply when things get tough for her. But despite everything I already know about her, it still catches me off guard. In all honesty, I expected her to run, to balk at the first sign of losing this time. I won't even be surprised. At 26, she is the youngest among the rest of us, less experienced, less accustomed to dealing with trivial quarrels like this. Yet here she is, holding herself and coping with it like she would with matters concerning her family. Outside of that, to me, she's always been this childish, naive girl, watching the opposite play out right now. Somehow, I find it difficult to wrap my head around it.
Alright, that's the Isabella I know. Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
That's what you get, asshole. But I envy her.
What was that for?
Stop calling me a crybaby! I'm not one!
Aw, don't cry.
Stop it!
I envy her spirit, her warmth, her cheer, the shine in her eyes when she looks at the world, how everything seems to simply fall back to a pleasant, lively rhythm with her around. How easily and tightly she fits into our lives, even without bonds only long years could forge, like a lost piece of the puzzle despite her jagged edges. How she draws people with her ease. How Ashton, of all people, can be drawn to her.
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too. If you repeat that, I swear I'll... Let's just go.
I make no effort keeping the bitterness from my tone. I let it seep, linger stiffly in the air as I avert my gaze from them. From their playful banter, their friendly teasing remarks, and Ashton's tender, affectionate smiles. All before the stabbing aches in my heart can change into something too painful to bear. It's all in my head, is what I'd often tell myself. Yet, the way my heart rends at just the sight of them hurts. And like a coward, I walk away from it all, taking with me a small hope the movie will distract me away from these thoughts. Because like this, it's easy to find something to hate in her. Dusk has already given away tonight when we leave the film fest. Unfortunately, there's nothing to improve my mood, like I'm hoping. Neither does the muggy air that greets us upon stepping back into the noisy streets. Too busy, too loud. Too many people taking what little space the sidewalk offers. It forces anyone to bump shoulders with those they barely know, let alone care about. On a normal evening, I probably wouldn't have minded the crowd nor the humid weather. It's not like any of them are bothering anyone. And yet, even with its admittedly what's admittedly a pleasant company, I can't bring myself to lighten up.
So you got some other time?
Yeah. See ya.
Not even to return the smiles Ash and Zachary gives us when we go our separate ways. Perhaps this is what started with Miss Cooper's call earlier than that. Maybe even when the moment I left bed this morning. Bloody hell, it could have been because of that sodding letter for all I know. I couldn't care less at this point. All I want is to get a warm bath, sleep, and wait for this dreadful day to end. Now, if only Isabella would stop babbling, then maybe this dull throbbing at the side of my head won't turn to a full-blown headache too.
Zach did a pretty good job with his movie, didn't he? Even though Ash said he ran into some trouble late into filming. But I knew he had it in him. It's not like I didn't believe he couldn't do it. I mean, did you see his face after the credits rolled? All those months he worked on this, and everything's finally...
You weren't even watching.
Only the first minutes. I watched the rest of it, I swear. Besides, Ashton was the one who wouldn't stop asking questions.
Well, why do we still need to talk about this then? I liked it. Ash liked it. You liked it. Shouldn't you be telling that to Zachary in person? I'm sure he'll appreciate it better than I ever will.
I know that, but maybe there's something you want to say?
Whoo, Isabella, you don't know the things that she wants to say.
Zach had you check the scripts before he went.
Not about the movie, though.
You also worked on it, even if it was only for a short time. So, maybe you want to...
I actually don't remember this scene. I don't think we did this scene as Isabella. I don't recall. I don't bother waiting for the rest. The moment I spot my car, I immediately make a quick beeline for it. Knowing her, this is merely another attempt at starting a conversation, just so we'll have something to fill the dead air, to replace the strained atmosphere we've somehow walked into. One thing, the very thing I'm not too keen to deal with at present, behind me. Isabella also changes her pace to match mine, her soft strides growing brisk and uneven in order to catch up. A small part of me half expects she'll suddenly trip. She's not clumsy sort, but there are definitely times when she can be the least coordinated person on the planet.
Becca, hey! Oh no. Wait for me!
And people wonder why I worry. They're not really completely unfounded. Once you've already grown familiar with her habits, though right now this is also at the very end of the list of things I want to think about. Sometimes it does become overbearing. Even her voice as she calls after me sounds like nothing more than background noise to my ears now.
Rebecca, slow down, will you? Your car's not going to leave without us.
The sooner we get on the road, the earlier we can get home. It's Friday, in case you didn't notice.
I know what day it is, but the traffic's not going to magically disappear, even if we go there right now.
I don't want to hear that from you. Didn't you used to complain how horrendous the traffic is back home for you?
Yeah? But that doesn't have anything to do with this, Becca.
Okay. What do you want to do then? Wait it out? Walk? I just want to go home, Isabella. If you want to stay out here longer, I won't stop you. But leave me out of it. I'm not up for any other foolish excursions tonight.
I wasn't thinking about an excursion. I want to go home too. It's already late. It's just that you've been in this prickly mood since earlier. Are you really okay? Was it the cold? Or did something happen at school? Do you want to talk about it?
A long pause follows, and it holds everything she's been meaning to ask from the very start. I'm in no mood. She is kind of being a bitch, yeah. I know she's got all these feelings and pent-up anger and rage that she's holding on to. But she's definitely not doing a good job hiding it right now. I'm in no mood, but all the same, my hand stops short of unlocking my car, and my grip on the handle tightens. I can feel her eyes boring on me, waiting, hoping patiently for any answer I'd give. She's the same as Zachary, they're bad liars. But when you talk to people like them, if you're not careful, they often leave you with no other choice but to admit the truth, those exact same ones I can't voice. Despite my lack of response, she pushes on, surprisingly. This time, her tone is quieter, more tentative than usual.
Was it because of the letter?
It's a well-meaning question, much like the rest of this talk, yet something in how she says it irks me.
If it is, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to cause a scene. I did see something in the mansion, though. I wasn't lying about that.
Wherever she wants to take this, I no longer want to hear a word of it. Not at this minute, preferably never. Especially when there are already a million other things buzzing and prodding around inside my head. Sometimes my patience could be tried for so long. Huh. The cold caught up with me. I'm not in the mood to talk. The top one seems bitchy, but she really isn't in the mood to talk. The bottom one just kind of seems like deflecting and lying. I want to make sure they stay friends, despite how bad, you know, the green-eyed monster is getting a hold of Rebecca here. Let's see if she prefers
during
honesty.
The open house, even if there were a lot of people around,
Huh.
there were weird things happening.
So then the cold?
And during the open house,
Oh, yeah, look at that. She prefers that I
even
just
if there
say that
were
I'm getting
a lot of
ill.
people around, there were weird things happening. I don't know if there was anyone else who noticed, but I heard things. I'm sure it wasn't because I fell down the stairs. Even before that, in the attic,
Isabella.
Yeah?
A pause, though I don't let it last, only to give myself a small window to breathe before I lay down the words between us with as much restraint my patience allows. Which is not much, after everything. I can only hope Isabella will simply take them as they are. She can be stubborn as a mule when she wants to be.
This kind of conversation tonight. Look, it's been a long day. I think this cold also caught up with me, and I'm really exhausted. Can we talk about this some other time?
She blinks, and although disappointment flashes momentarily in her face, she gives me a curt nod. A relief enough for me. Perhaps the first time I genuinely feel it today. As unpleasant as this day has been, seeing something go the way I've anticipated takes the edge out of it. Even if gnawing through my teeth had to go with it.
Oh, alright. You should have just said so. I told you you should have taken a full week off. Were you able to get the meds I brought you, though? Do you need anything? I could drop by the pharmacy for you.
Yeah, no need to fuss. A good night's sleep is all I need. I've been busy the whole day. I guess I should have listened to you and taken it easy. But we have exams to prepare for. It's one or the other, you know?
I knew it! Here I thought you were just upset about something.
No, she's always upset about something, she just won't admit it.
Even Ash looked a little bit worried about you.
It's fine. Let's just head home, okay? I'll make it up to you next time. Call me out to lunch or wherever, just... not right now.
Okay, but should you be driving? If you want, I can call a taxi for us. You'll hate paying the extra fees, but you'll be able to get some rest on the way home.
No, don't call a cab. I can manage driving at least. Just get in the car so we can be on our way.
I'm already opening the door and climbing to the seat before she can protest. Left with no other choice, she follows inside shortly, albeit with a bit of reluctance. The guilt from this will eat at me later, but for now, these falsehoods are mine to bear and hide under. For now, this is the better choice. Better than pretending she doesn't exist or giving her vague answers. Certainly better than harsh words and outright lashing out at her. I can find a little comfort in that. Thankfully, if there's anything left to be unspoken between us after, we won't have to discuss it on the way home. Or rather, we can't, because no sooner than we hit the road, Isabella dozes off. Despite my foul mood, I still end up suppressing laughter once the first sounds of her breathing fills the car.
Mama? Not your mom, Isabella.
Slow and steady, the quiet rhythm, so completely unlike her, so far removed from every impression anyone has of her. A few faint whimpers will occasionally come from her, but otherwise, it's just us, this silence, and it's so utterly unexpected. Still, a welcome break, of course. Peace and quiet is one thing you rarely get with her around. Yet it's nowhere near comforting. It merely lends the air this strange clarity, Every little sound, every single movement, more palpable. And with it comes the unease. A jolt of surprise hits me. It's almost comical if this were a different situation. In my haste, I accidentally dislodge my mobile from its seat on the dashboard when I swipe on the screen. Soon I'm scrambling blindly for it with my other hand while keeping a steady eye on the road ahead. A voice crackles from the loudspeakers before I can put it back. Although muffled heavy by the surface, I recognize the person on the other line from the chipper tone alone.
Hello? Miss Cooper? Oh, you're still awake. Evening. I hope I didn't disturb you or anything. I know it's a bit late. Sorry about that. I just want to check on you and Isabella. That girl's still not answering her mobile. Were you able to meet up with her?
Yes. She's with me. We're on our way home.
Hello? What was that again? I can't hear you properly.
Sorry. Let me just fix this dumb phone.
Oh. My hand stops dead for a moment. I spare the device a brief glance, waiting. Seconds pass. Nothing happens though. Frankly, I'm not sure what I'm expecting, but the lines of my mouth forms into a frown regardless.
Miss Cooper?
Yes, still here.
Did you say something?
Just that I didn't get the last part. What were you saying again?
No, I thought you... Never mind. Must be the signal acting up. Come again?
What?
Is everything all right over there?
Certainly. Is something wrong? What wouldn't? Okay, you seem to be busy. If this is a good time, I can just call you back some,
Sus. I had to make a conscious effort not to panic right then and there, although my tight hold on the steering wheel tells a different story altogether.
Miss Cooper? Rose? Hey, Rose! Are you still there?
Only a burst of static answers me, and... maybe this lapse is entirely because of exhaustion. It has been a long day, and I haven't fully recovered from last week's bout of the flu, contrary to what I've been telling people. Though perhaps had I paid close attention to it, had I not been so occupied with other thoughts, I probably would have noticed earlier that it never came from my phone, but from somewhere right behind me. Okay, that's fucking spooky. That's good. Time slows to a crawl. Looking up is a mistake. The first thing I see is its face, a ghastly shade, every inch battered, bruised, and bloodied. Even in the darkness, world passing by in a blur of lights, I can still make out the wounds. Blood still oozes from it, little trails of crimson running down its face, glistening under what light there is. Just like looking up in your car and there's someone in the back seat. Yeah, that's a fucking... especially with the amount of horror stories I hear about that. God damn, it's something. But it is the gleaming in the eyes that catches mine. The quiet plea, the anguish, the desperation in them. More than its hideous features, an awful stench of gore now soaking the air. Jesus, yeah, that's a fucking worry. I guess now you got someone else to worry about being in there. Although, I suppose not anymore. And try as I might, I can't bring myself to look away. Even as its lips contort into a horrific smile. Even as sharp, harsh noises pierces the air and the silence around us.
Rebecca! Huh? Car! Eyes on the road!
Against everything I've been taught, I've constantly reminded myself I close my eyes. I'd be more scared if Luke was in the mirror. A little bit, yeah. It's a brief moment, a short, vivid second of muscle memory and instinct completely take over. And if I didn't allow it, if my hands didn't move, or my feet didn't hit the brakes in that exact second, I might have... Isabella and I might have... No. I shake the notion away before I lose myself in it. Right now, it's an ugly land of thought I refuse to venture into. Not when breathing is a struggle and every ounce of strength has been totally drained from my body. Most definitely not while Isabella's panicked voice behind me still rings in my ears. We're alive. We're safe. That's all that matters. But it's not her face that I look for when I finally open my eyes. All gone. I expected stains, little telling marks and creases on the covers to show me where it sat not a second ago. But whatever it is, left not a single trace. Even though courage is a hard thing to gather at this point, I take what little of it remains in me and turn towards the back seat. Even then, there's none. Or was there really something in there in the first place? With how empty it is, I'm beginning to doubt it. This stupid flu again.
I need a long rest after this.
My hands fall uselessly to my sides, numb from how taut my grip on the wheel has grown. Yet, still trembling from the unexpected rush of adrenaline. Against my ears, my heart still pounds in erratic rhythm, and breathing hasn't slowed down. But the world has already righted itself without waiting for me, and little by little, second after second, as I sit here motionless, colors begin to seep back around me. Along with it are the sounds and a voice, no longer indistinct ringing it was earlier.
Becca! Becca! Are you okay? Answer me, will you? You're scaring me! You know what? I think we should just call a taxi since... Can you keep it down?
Strained, harsh, and completely unintentional, but with heat prickling at the back of my eyes and mild throbbing at my temple, I could honestly do with a little silence for now.
Keep it down? We almost crashed, Becca! I know what happened. It was a lapse. I'm sorry. A lapse? You call that a lapse? Becca, I really don't want to end up a mangled mess on the side of the road, or a mangled mess anywhere. All I'm asking, if the time ever comes, which I hope isn't right now, is a peaceful death. Give that one to me at least. Not that I'm asking for it, but please. Isabella. Belle, you're overreacting. If you're so worried, why don't you drive? Don't have a license. I keep telling you to get one, didn't I? For the past 5 years.
Can we fast forward? Can we fast forward this conversation? This is is hitting a little close to home.
I wasn't really expecting to stay here this long. I thought it'd just be for a year or two.
Shush. Shush, 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 shush. I was gonna try, and then the world ended, okay? Can you blame me? All of a sudden, a pensive mood comes over her. Isabella looks away then, while what's left on my little lecture never crosses the tip of my tongue. Yeah, I can still try. What, did you not get the same Amber Alert message early in the morning of COVID cases are rising hella fast? Please, for the love of God, put on your fucking mask. Don't know if I want to be, you know, practicing and going places I don't need to. I don't allow it. Because in each of those words she lets loose earlier, it's a small truth. Her stay has always meant to be something fleeting. Earn some good money, go home, it's what she'd tell herself during her first year here. Now, half a decade later, I'm not sure if she still believes that. Even I'm not sure I still believe it. I know how to drive, it's just legally getting the approval to do it via the law, okay? That's the... That's the tough part. I don't want to pay money for some stupid instructor to yell at me either. And if there's something in her reasons that's changed along the way, even if I already have a hunch, it's one thing I'll never bother to ask. And look, now we're having that conversation. Again! Like we have been for the past 5 years. Gladly. I'll knock you the hell out, short stuff. Those are hers to keep.
This time, I promise.
Also, wow, look at that. The little pink one lecturing the taller brown one on learning how to drive.
Just please, can we give this whole thing a rest for now?
She nods, and this is the end of it. We spend the rest of the trip back to Salemwell in silence. Let's have a look at our journal. Boy, a lot has fucking happened today. All thoughts of an overactive imagination played tricks on a flu-addled mind, and of smiles never meant for my eyes. Abandoned, if only for a brief moment. Hey, and it's Tuesday now. And just like that, I believe, I am going to call it here. Oof. How fitting that I get to be Rose Snack just as we switch over to Becca. God damn it, I miss Marianne McCullough. Marianne, I hope you're okay. I hope she's doing alright. I also think doing her accent's funner than doing Becca's. But, okay, fuck, god damn this. We sure do. I am sure she's fine. I'm sure everything's hunky-dory, everything's A-okay. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about to one bit. Nope, that's not the right one. I want to do this one. Hey. No, it's time. It's totally fine, Amenable. Do what you gotta do. I'm so glad that you were able to just make it all the way. Whoa, look at that. They all made it in time. Fuck yeah. Hey. Oh, look at that. I'm over. Boop. Hey. There we go. I want to be behind it. Alright, that'll do it for this, for today's visual novel club. Hopefully I'll be able to read all of Rebecca's, the tales of Rebecca Gales. But, yeah, goddamn, just as it was picking up, we get yeeted all the way back to the beginning of the game. Ooh. We still have Rebecca, Ash, and Luke to play as. I think we're going to be on this game for another, I don't think we're going to finish this until 2021, if I'm being completely honest. But we'll try our best. I did switch off of Marianne and Hannah, so I'm pretty sure I won't get as distracted. I won't get distracted very often. But thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Those of you who remained, I hope you didn't mind me and Kitty Biscuits having a little spat as we usually do. I have some thanks to give, actually, because, fucking hell. Stella shouted me out in her own stream yesterday. And we broke, I should have said this at the beginning, but we broke over 200 followers. Hell yeah. I have over 200 followers, and if you look up at the rankings, thanks to the valiant efforts of Stella and Responsible Senpai, I also unlocked a new emote slot, so I'm just waiting to hear back from the artist. Hey Monica, yeah, it is hella exciting, isn't it? I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm gonna do anything for 200. I'm not really the type to go, hey, well, I got this big thing planned, let's do it, wow, big celebration. I'm just like, I'll just keep doing what y'all are following me for. Y'all want to watch me play video games and read stuff, then I'll do that. I will do that just fine. A-okay, hunky-dory. I can do that, hell yeah. Maybe when we get to really high numbers, I can start to plan something. But for now, all I can do is give thanks, and right now, let me thank the people who followed me while I wasn't streaming. Good one to shoot for planting. Yeah, that sounds solid. That sounds like a good idea. That's a good ways away, but I could definitely plan something big. So, Miziki, thank you for following. Mike Etchi, thank you very much for the follow. Uber Rude, welcome, my newest Sneckling. And Exile Deity, thank y'all so much for the follows. Of course, Bankrupt Hamster, thank you for the follow as well if you're still here. Thank you for stopping by, too. I hope you were not too lost, you know, hopping in part 5 of a visual novel that's been going on. 5 weeks of this, huh? Crazy. Hey, we did Isabella, we did Hannah, we did Zach, we did Marianne, and now we're on Rebecca. That's one character a stream essentially. So I think we're on a good track. I think, you know, And it might not even be 2021. We might actually finish this by December. Depends on the ending I get and how much other stuff we need to do to get different endings. We'll see how satisfied I am with the ending. But anyways, thank y'all so much for hanging out. Thank you for coming to this week's Visual Novel Club. I don't know when I'll be live again, because I do work this entire weekend. And I know tomorrow, I think Friday and Saturday are half shifts. So those shouldn't be too bad. But the rest of them, tomorrow I work all day, morning to night. Essentially, I work a full shift. Not looking forward to that really, but oh well. I gotta make money somehow. So I will stream again when I decide to. Y'all will just have to wait for that little Twitch notification. I love that now that I've gone back to work and I'm doing the responsible thing of not playing video games on the internet for people and just working retail. I no longer have I don't have a set schedule for my life. Hell, technically, the only way I was able to get away with doing Visual Novel Club today was because I scheduled all my physical therapy appointments for Wednesdays. And I didn't tell my managers that I don't have another physical therapy appointment for a month. But shh, let's keep that between ourselves. Yeah, as of right now, Wednesdays are always confirmed days off for me. I will always make time for Visual Novel Club. See, and that's another reason I haven't bothered learning how to drive yet, or getting the license. This is work, my job. How inconsistent that schedule is, and how I inch ever closer to holiday season, despite how awful the virus is getting again. Ooh, capitalism, consumerism, gotta have product, gotta sell product, yay. Let's end this on a sour note. Fuck capitalism, all my homies hate capitalism. That's me from Mondays and Wednesdays too. Hey. If you're still awake, I do have to go to the little serpent's room. But alright, I do have some things I want to talk to you about. I do hate capitalism. Alright then. I guess I'll see you in a few minutes then. Good night, Amenable. Good night, everyone else who's here. Thank y'all so much for hanging out and sticking by. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'll see y'all eventually. Bye-bye.